Hi, collective. Welcome back to my channel. First channel song we have is called, it's by the Cinematic Orchestra. It's called To Build a Home. This is the slowed and reverb version. All the music that we will be hearing are music that we basically channeled songs and music that's good for our mind, body, and soul. Some of you guys could be experiencing a gloomy period, but also you're on this soul's journey, and I feel like you had to leave people behind, and a lot of things had to change, and some things you probably wished it didn't have to go a certain way, but based on what you deserve to reap, the rewards in your life, the blessings, this is just the way that it's meant. So what is the collective? What are channeled messages for the collective? If you are not able to stay for this entire video, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. Yep, some of you guys experienced something that was you experienced endings that hurt, right? But some things were meant to end. And I feel like you know this, right? That's probably also why it's sad, because you know that's like an example would be having to leave people from your past behind, people who you loved, right? Whether it was romantic connections, platonic connections, or whatever the case may be, but you realize that this is the road to inner peace, that your journey is different from a lot of other people, and the main individuals who you wanted to be with you on this journey, they just can't come. It's nothing personal. Like I said, some of you guys, if it could be different, it would be, but this is how it's going, and in reality, this is actually normal. I feel like an agenda has been pushed to where we feel like it's so unconventional and everything like that to break away from family, but when you are operating in authenticity and you're on the soul's journey, then you'll be surprised what traditions you don't follow. So I feel like you're coming home to self. Meeting people who you are more aligned with. This is just what you deserve. You deserve to have harmonious relationships that speak to the soul, right? You deserve security. You're meant for abundance. So like I said, everybody just could not come. Some of you guys may still be emotional about it. Some of you guys know that this is a part of your destiny. All right. This is the era where you feel more free, more at peace, more in alignment, more abundant, more decisive. Feeling like things are operating how it's supposed to be, like truth, right? You have people who could be sending you messages, whether it's energetically or whatever the case may be. They could be thinking about you, daydreaming, fantasizing. It says, I am always longing for you. So I feel like this could be your energy, or it could be other people's energy towards you. Now, someone could be daydreaming of you and always longing for you, or you could be always longing for others, especially people who you had to cut off, right? You probably always was in this chaser energy, but I feel like now you don't want to chase anymore, right? I'm seeing an unexpected outcome. For some of you guys, just apply it to how it fits. So I feel like you're just on a path of discovering your truth, healing, restoring. Yep, look, unfinished business. See, you have unfinished business with yourself, with your soul, with your life. Other people also may have unfinished business with you, but the thing is, you came into this world alone and you're leaving alone. You didn't come here to make everybody else happy, to fulfill their needs, to do all this other stuff. You came here to do those things towards you. Now, of course, you're a nice person, loving, you talk to people, you probably want to like do all those things, but it's not, your job is not God. Your job is not personal healers and whatever the case may be for other people. You can be an example, but this is your life. And anybody who needs to be removed, they're going to be removed, whether you like it or not. Because I feel like you're just in a new chapter with self, with your life, with what you believe in, right? And I feel like you're committed to this new chapter. I feel like this is something that's irreplaceable. Like, people may come and go. Like, even if you could be a hopeless romantic or an emotional idealist, I feel like you've been on this journey of learning how to love you. You're learning lessons, you're ending chapters, you're breaking cycles, becoming conscious, experiencing awakenings. If you guys are not able to stay for the whole message, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. If you want to get on the list, you're more than welcome. No one is on the list. The link is in my bio for other platforms and content. All right, we got commitment coming out again. It says, I want you to be a part of my future. So like I said, some of you guys, you wanted people to be a part of your future, but you may feel unappreciated by them. You may feel like they don't really know how to reciprocate the energy you give off. All right, some of y'all could have felt like they didn't care, or maybe some people felt like you didn't care, especially when you chose to cut them off, or when you chose to just operate in this new version of self that's leading you to your destiny, really. Like, I feel like things are just happening for a reason and how it's meant to go, especially because of the influences, the shadows, and things that you don't realize. Wonder is this more. She can hold attention. She's confident. Oh no, no. Oh no, no. She's confident. This is Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper. It's called Confident. Earth sign energy. Could be some mental stuff going on, thoughts, communication. Groundedness could be significant, or needing to operate in this space. Calm in the mind is significant. 420 friendly, some of that sort. Confirm commitment. Yep. I feel like you've created something to where you're building on, to where you're able to continue to build on solid foundation. With commitment, this can actually be some type of relationship. Yeah, I feel like you're about to receive commitment. For the ones who you wanted to keep around but realize you can't because of their own energy, and by all means, we don't have to point the finger or play victim, but you know what's best for you. Even when you still have a long way to go on your journey, right? You are the creator of your life as well. If you want certain people to be out of your life because of your own personal reasons, then it's understandable. I'm sure you have reasons, right? If something is confusing, if something is filled with jealousy, if something is filled with betrayal, like whatever it is, then it makes sense to leave it behind. If it lacks commitment, if you feel unappreciated, all right, if you don't know what to expect in the future with this connection, if people still need to do certain work on themselves, so I feel like it's time to enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, right? You didn't come here to do the opposite. And that's probably what y'all been doing this whole time. Stressing yourself out. Carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Not even needing to be honest. And you was doing this routinely, consistently. This could have been an actual job or something that was causing burden. But I feel like, yeah. I'm saying something about it takes time. Healing takes time or something. Yeah, the fruits of your labor is here because of your energy, because of who you are. Like a Queen of Cups is manifesting, or this is someone who's may have occult interest. They could be very intuitive, very powerful. Yeah, you could be enjoying the fruits of your labor right now, or you soon will be. I feel like maybe some of y'all are in pause mode, brainstorming ways to save money or to multiply. You could be in your head about your next move or your plans, but maybe somebody can be in their head about you. Seeing a tower moment, something could have happened out the blue, could have been chaotic, destructive, shaking up somebody's life or world. Maybe someone's values, commitment. This is commitment. It's commitment energy is steady coming out. Deciding to stay or go. Somebody is holding on tight, but somebody is also deciding on if they should stay or go. So this could be two separate energies. This could be two separate energies that's in their head in different ways. Somebody could be thinking of leaving. The other one could be thinking of staying. But this could have been somebody. Well, there was, anywho, we're going to get into some new energy. Because like I said, that's what I feel like y'all are headed towards. Like, you're in a new chapter. You've let go of people who you didn't really want to let go, but you had to let go. Take it how it resonates. So yeah, somebody wanted you to be a part of their future, or you wanted to be a part of somebody's future, but it just wasn't. Yeah, I just feel like you had discernment. Like you've been through a lot, and I feel like you was just applying your intelligence or your wisdom to whatever this was. Like maybe you were using your discernment on if you should continue to build with a person. Yeah. Something wasn't being noticed or recognized when it came to some type of charity, some type of generosity. And I don't feel like that was an ego thing or on purpose. I just feel like people just genuinely be blind as hell. Like, literally not consciously aware. Earth energy, fire energy, air energy. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Look, that's what I'm saying. Somebody could be trying to confess their love. They could be trying to bring attention to something, but it's over. You're going to be receiving better relationships within your friendships, within your romantic connections. And I feel like this is going to be eternal love. This is going to be commitment. This is going to be, yeah, it's going to be genuine. It's going to be people who you can actually trust and keep around. Like, you won't have to cut these people off because they don't give you reasons to. So I feel like, yeah, there's new beginnings in different areas of your life that's going on. Right now, you could be focusing on self-love or encouraged to. Yeah, go ahead. This could probably bring you some type of joy. Like, be friendly, meet new people, celebrate. This for sure can be a form of self-love. Because you know, when you think of self-love, you think of a lot of times you giving yourself something. But it can also be what's healing and nurturing and kind to the soul, right? Or to you. And maybe healthy friendships can actually help, you know. We're not talking about the hermit mode self-love where you reflecting and healing and doing everything individually for yourself. But we're talking about things that can also be outside of self, that can also help you in a way. Whether that's people who you can actually trust, support. Like, you know, I mean, of course, you don't need outside validation. Don't be handicapped upon that. But self-love. Yep. Maybe gift yourself something. Maybe stop confining yourself. I don't know if you're in the house all day, or I don't know if you don't have a house, but you need to get out your head, or you need to get out your house, or you need to get some, connect with self and connect with other people who are on your level, people who you won't need to have to like stop talking to, like, because that's kind of pointless, right? Some people feel like people come into their life for a reason, to teach them something, whatever the case may be. But all I know is y'all are Queen of Swords energy. Queen of Swords has been through a lot of loss and hardship, a lot of trial and tribulation. That's why she's so intelligent. That's why she's so sharp with the tongue, with the mind. She could be analytical as well, but this part of me. Yep. This song is called Lover Is an A. Fall in love with the day. Fall in love with yourself. Remember, remain in the present moment. The past does not exist, not as the future. Remain in the present. Practice mindfulness. Your manifestations are coming in. The magician, magic, having all the tools and resources that you need. As above, so below. Connected to both spiritual realms and 3D plane. Yeah, your energy is, something about your energy is very, especially like the way, like your emotions, who you are in your relationships, or who you are overall, emotionally, or whatever the case may be. All right. Yeah, justice. Confirm the magician and Pentacles. Commitment. Oh my gosh, commitment is steady coming out. The magician. Yeah, y'all could have been. Oh, somebody could be manifesting y'all. because y'all's energy. Like who you are to them. Maybe this could be someone you had a baby by. This person is stressed. They be having headaches. They be lacking sleep. Maybe because this is the end. This is the end. Because there's somebody else that you're meant to be with. There's things that you're meant to come into. Seeing stuff with real estate and all type of stuff. So it's just you coming into the life that you are meant to come into at this point in time. Especially with the shift of consciousness, with the vibrations that you're operating on. You're just changing. Just like how you was when you was 5 years old, 10, 15, 25, whatever the case may be. You're changing, you're growing, you're evolving. And now some of you guys have stepped into this level of consciousness to where you are more aligned with your values, your goals. Like, this is something that's non-negotiable. And I feel like you entering a very peaceful and loving era of your life. I feel like this was something that you never gave up on. Maybe you got to the point to where you was like, look, I'm tired, honey, I'm tired. But I feel like you never fully really gave up. Like, there was a goal, there was a target. And I feel like you were aiming to get there for sure. And now something is coming in for you. Some type of gift. Something that's going to make you feel like appreciated. Or something that's going to heal you a lot more. And this could be independence. Independence. Maybe you're unlocking different, you're shifting. Sweetheart. Stress. Yeah, so you're being encouraged to release the past, like any memories that don't feel good. Okay, because I feel like some of you guys could keep on manifesting certain things in your life that you may not want. That's probably why you're stressed. That's probably why you have headaches. That's probably why this stuff is going on. So I feel like you just need to pour back into yourself. You are the creator of your life, right? I'm not the creator of your life. They're not the creator. You are the creator of your life. So if you want to see change in life, if you want to feel better in life, then you just have to, do what you know is true. Whether it's self-love, whether it's praying, whether it's doing affirmations, whether it's balancing out spirituality and practicality, whether it's going the logical route, or whether it's going the more emotional route. Like, you know who you are, right? Sometimes we think we have an idea of who we are until we really start coming into that space. So I want to use that kind of lightly. But will you inspire me? If you guys cannot stay for the entire message, it will be uploaded on YouTube. If you're wanting to get on the list, feel free. $10 readings, $25 readings, $35 readings, and $50 readings. All of them are in depth. Questions are $6. Then I have other questions that are $10. That can come with timeline and everything like that. All right, any more messages for the collective? Someone wants to call you and hear your voice. Somebody wants to have a conversation. They could feel very unclear about where you guys stand. So that's why they want a conversation. This could be somebody who wants you to be a part of their future for sure. But I feel like you felt unappreciated, or maybe this person felt unappreciated. But somebody's daydreaming. Reciprocity is here. It says, I want to have equal give and take. So I feel like somebody wants equal give and take in the connection, and they may not be getting it. Especially with that Six of Wands coming out in reverse towards the Six of Pentacles. It's like literally, it's literally here in the oracles and the tarot. Somebody was in this space of giving, right? And they were waiting to receive, but it seemed like they were receiving in other ways, but not from this person. So it was like, I know you lying, honey. Angel number 12 could be significant. I haven't listened to R. Kelly since I heard the craziness he was doing. So when I heard that, it caught me off guard. All right, it says understanding. I see your side of the story. Someone sees your side of the story, though. So it's like, why does it gotta be difficult, right? Relationships aren't hard. People make them that way. Now these people have to look. Now you have to love these people from a distance. Meaning, yes, you still love them, but they can't be a part of your life. They can't be your main individual anymore. Your circle, like all this stuff. It says we still have things to resolve and discuss. This person can feel like y'all still got things to resolve and discuss. But in reality, no, y'all don't. They seem to be the only one that's confused. How are you confused? Right? Maybe this is people who you probably wouldn't even expect, right? Because sometimes we be thinking of that one individual or two or family or romantics, but sometimes even be people who you haven't thought of in a while, or you've been stopped talking to. But yeah, whoever this is, I feel this really strong energy. They're always longing for you. You could have been very intellectual with this individual. They could be manifesting you. I feel like that's mainly what this message is. Like I said, I feel like you're coming into a new era, a new version of yourself, a new reality, a new mindset, new beliefs, whatever the case may be. This song is by Juice WRLD. It's called Life in a Nutshell. But you got to remember, you're the main character of your story, not this person. You can date whoever you want. You can cut off whoever you want. You can be committed to whoever you want. Especially when people still got things to learn and they're still blind. You don't have time for that. One day they will understand, but it's not your personal job to help them. Because whatever somebody's perception is of you, it has nothing to do with you. They could be absolutely wrong, and that don't mean go improve to them the opposite, because it don't matter. Let people misread you, misunderstand you, because that's the only way they're gonna see it. You can't, even if you verbatimly, in a wise way, told somebody who you are and like all this stuff, they still wouldn't get it. So that's why you gotta let people. It's not your fault. Like, some people just are not at that level of consciousness yet. Some people are still learning, growing, evolving, just like how you've always been on your own journey. We're all on different wavelengths. It has nothing to do with, oh, this person is smarter or this person is, no, it's just at people's own pace, you know. And I feel like some of you guys have outgrown locations, people, situations, circumstances. You're healing, you're learning, you're breaking generational curses, you're breaking ancestral patterns, you're moving forward, you're letting go, you're releasing people. You're manifesting. Your manifestations are coming true. Manifestations can happen within a second, because it could be in any form, emotionally, mentally, your reality, your mindset, whatever it is. So yeah, maybe whoever this was that you were in like this was someone who was like around a part of your community, or maybe the community could be significant, but I feel like you weren't receiving the recognition that you deserved. You were very generous. It says, I don't know if we will ever change. You could feel this way. The other individual or people could feel this way. Two feminine energies could be significant as well. Also, talking to someone, looking them dead in the eye, and the other person is probably one that doesn't do that. It's like somebody talking, having a conversation. This individual very stern or whatever the case may be, and they look at you in the eye, or maybe that's you. And then you got the other person who probably looks down, look everywhere else or something like that. They don't really do the eye contact thing, but they could be significant for someone. Somebody could be more in that logical, analytical, intellectual standpoint, while the other one is more deep feeling, emotional, intuitive, psychic energy. Or this could be your energy. You could be very wise. You could have went through a lot of things in your life to where it helped you use discernment. It helped you obtain wisdom, especially from being a very kind-hearted, loving, giving, nurturing individual. Now you got people who feel like you're very irreplaceable. It says the way you love can never be matched. This is facts, and this person knows this, even if they are unconscious to it at the moment. There could have been some dishonesty going on. Yeah, it says, I want to tell you the truth. Someone could want to start being honest, or maybe they want to reveal something. Yeah. So this could have also been something that happened before. Like, now this person wants to start being more truthful with you. They want forgiveness. Or this could be something that you don't know about and they want to reveal it to you. But it says, I'm struggling to get over the past. This could be you. Or it could be somebody else. If this is you, you're struggling to get over the past, and what you need to do is forgive. Maybe I heard somebody speak about a forgiveness ritual. Never heard that in my life. And I heard somebody speak about a forgiveness meditation. So whatever resonates with you, you know, you don't even have to think too much or go too deep about these things. You can just really give yourself enlightenment about what you went through with this person. Realize that it's not personal. If people knew better, they would do better. You just so happen to come across a person who still had a lot of growth, a lot of, you know, you didn't meet people who were exactly like you. See, we mistake feeling like there's people exactly like us in the world. So, oh, they wouldn't do me like that, or da-da-da. Like, sometimes even the people who you love can betray you, can hurt you, etc. You know? And I feel like the reason why it hurts so much is because you probably would have never did these things to them or could fathom how they could do it to you, but it's not personal. Literally, you just don't really fully know people. For real, you know? Like, there's a lot of things people probably don't know about you. Like, maybe you be digging in your booty when nobody be around, you know? Excuse my language. But, you know, the only person who's around you 24/7 is yourself. So, the only person who knows you, parts of you that you probably even, you know, they can't know the parts of you that you hide, that you suppress. Sometimes you don't even fully know yourself either, because you haven't done enough maybe healing work, taking how it resonates, to even live in authenticity. You probably operating as your traumatized self who learned how to survive in the world. So this is how you operate, rather than the version of you who's more free and whatever the case may be, right? If you guys don't want to get on the list is open. $6 questions, $50 readings, $35 readings, $25 readings. $10 readings, $15 readings. Life coaching mentorships available, free consultations. If you don't follow me right now, you may not ever see me again. So if you're interested in my type of content, make sure you do give me a follow. Most of my content is posted on my YouTube. I have 2 YouTubes. All right, look, soul contract. It says the lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. So that's just facts. Whether you or this person feel that way, that is just facts. I seen guilty and indecisive. Yep, ego. It says I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Yep. Let that pride get in the way. This could be your energy. It could be someone else's. Usually, I'm talking to the divine beings, etc. So, I feel like more so somebody let their ego get in the way, right? But sometimes you could be on the opposite end of the stick. But I honestly, the way that I'm feeling that energy is just take it how it resonates. That's what we mean by take it how it resonates. Because, you know, it's like 29. Did I say 29? Okay, 30 people in here. Hello, everyone. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? Look, see, somebody wants to mend something. Hello, hello. Minnesota. Atlanta. See, I want to go to Atlanta because apparently it's so hyped. It's being hyped up a lot, right? Maybe it's one of those party cities, like where if you don't go outside, that you probably won't like it or something. But it says chemistry. It says I have never felt a passion this intense. I'm glad. Bruh, this could be somebody who just be cheesing this shit. Like, okay, and then I'm thinking of Glorilla. So, what's that? Memphis. Yeah, Memphis or Tennessee, honey, could be significant. United Kingdom. Philadelphia, Grand Rising, New Jersey. Are you still in the United Kingdom? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm from Texas, guys. Now, chemistry. Talked about that. Moving on. It says mend, right? I want to fix our connection. Then we got inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. Whether you move away from this person, stop talking to this person, etc., the love still be there. You know, even if there's like, oh, I'm mad at this person, and the love is still there. But my thing is, that's cool. Like, it's not about that. Like, some of y'all like, yeah, the love is there. I ride with you, da-da-da. But you let ego get in the way. I don't feel appreciated. Like, yeah, I love you. Of course, I'm a empress. I'm like the queen of cups. Like, I'm an emotional idealist. So, yeah, I'm able to give and receive love, but you're not. So that's where the problem is. That's why I said y'all got to remember that you're the main character in this life. You can't feel bad for cutting people off. You can't be indecisive about cutting people off because you wouldn't be contemplating cutting them off in the first place if they didn't need to be cut off. It will literally not be confusing. So I'm going to need you to trust in your intuition. See, some of y'all, that's why I said that ego energy could be yours as well. Because sometimes you don't be operating from your highest self sometimes. You be operating from the version of yourself who, like the human, you've experienced life as a human, right? So you be experiencing that version of yourself that may be filled with trauma and survival mode and adversity, lack mindset, you know, therefore desperation, insecurities, and whatever else. All of your, yeah, some people was just like, you know what, love at this point, I might as well be for the streets, man, because this ain't, I don't know what's going on with this. Who is saying that? Who is saying that, honey? Yes, the love is in the reverse. See, I feel like that was a bad relationship, right? You can't allow what you experience to shift you, to change you, right? You've always been a loving person who fancied relationships or did the double dame thing or whatever, you know. So don't become that hurt in the world to where you can't forgive the person and to where you don't forgive yourself, or just forgiveness overall, however you want to put it, towards you, them, they, whoever. But it's about inner peace. If you're going to be on this plane for this and that amount of years, you might want to be at peace. And in order to be at peace, you just got to give yourself enlightenment about the things that you go through so that it can make more sense or be easier, especially when you're operating out of the ego, this human self, instead of your higher self, because your higher self gonna get it like that. You ain't got to talk yourself through nothing. You ain't got to practice nothing, you know. That's why sometimes when people get into these awakenings, the shift is there, but sometimes they come back down to their lower selves. And you don't have to think of it as lower self. We all have different beliefs and stuff, so some people may associate it as lower self versus higher self, ego versus whatever the other one is, this versus that, you know. There go the magician again. Willpower, action, creation. Yep. So you're the main character of your story. You may be operating as the creator of your life, or encouraged to. Forgiveness is needed. All right. The ego, if you know that's your energy, that needs to be dealt with. All right. Either somebody wants your forgiveness, or you need to forgive, or maybe somebody wants an apology from you or something. Because people be crazy like that. Like, you want me to apologize to you after you did it? Okay. I don't just be child. But yeah, if you know the ego is somebody else's, then they let their ego get in the way. They let their ego get in the way. Now, something has been revealed to you, or it will be. Maybe you want to reveal something to someone, or maybe they are wanting to tell you the truth about something. And that could have been because of the past stuff that happened. Like, you know, maybe they lied or did something that was untrustworthy, and all of a sudden they want to be honest from here on out. Or it could be the energy of there's still something that you don't know and this person wants to tell you. All right. And it says habits. I don't know if we will ever change. We is crazy. So either you could be feeling this way, or they could be feeling this way, or both of y'all. Seems like a two people thing, but it don't have to be like that for everybody. Now, there could have been some habits in this connection as well that revolved around cycles and patterns. All right. I seem so at peace. Now, we have daydreaming. Okay, it says, I am always longing for you. Now, you could always long for this person. They could always long for you, or it could be both of y'all. Or this could be in a more personal route where you just missed the old version of yourself that was more at peace, that was more happy. And you're probably daydreaming about a time where everything just gets better for you. And it will. Excuse me. It will. That's what's literally happening. We can't skip to tomorrow and everything else. Time is an illusion, right? But we can't just chill, just go with the flow. Like sometimes you may encounter things that may not feel the best, like you've already have, but sometimes it's just because of naive energy, gullible, needing to learn a lesson, so you got to look at things as a blessing in disguise, right? Now, unfinished business. We still have things to resolve and discuss. So you could feel this way about this person, or they could feel this way about you. All right? And we have unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. Someone could have felt like you didn't care, or you could have felt like somebody didn't care. Like I said, like, I'm telling you. So this could have been a connection that you were committed with this person. Maybe y'all were thinking about marriage. Maybe y'all were engaged. Okay. Maybe it says, I want you to be a part of my future. So then I thought I had freaking headphones still on my ear, where this mic thing would be like right here, and I'll like press down on it. Oh my gosh. Something with the mental, honey. Or like, remember we talked about habits, like this. But anyways, it says, I want you to be a part of my future. So this person wants you to be a part of their future, or like I said, you wanted them to be a part of yours, but it seemed like it just can't be that way, because it's always something going on every time you try to keep these type of people in your life. All right, it's always a reason. It's always seemed like you got to let them go, right? Now it says reciprocity. I want to have equal give and take. Like I said, this could be you. Somebody wants equal give and take. And we got confusion. It says, I feel unclear about where we stand. Somebody is confused as hell about where y'all stand. And then we got the conversation. It says, I want to call you and hear your voice. Somebody wants to call you and hear your voice. This is someone you have a soul contract with, right? Where you probably learn certain lessons. It says, the lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. So, I don't know where you stand with this person, but right now it don't seem like it's the best. Especially on their end, because they may be confused about something. But I feel like you love this person, but, maybe you wish things could have been different. Maybe you didn't want to have to cut them off, because you still have, maybe you still have some type of love for them. But I feel like they have a lot of chemistry for you, especially if you resonate more with me, because I like to be, I like to make sure I get a message across to people in a way that's not so specific to the point to where everybody can still take how it resonates for them. But you can still do that in the way that I want to read it as well. So I'm going to just remind you to just take it how it resonates for you and switch the roles if necessary. Because if it's not your energy, it's the other person's energy. Okay? So this person wants to talk to you because they're confused about where y'all stand. All right, the lessons that was learned, it will never be forgotten. They learned major things in the connection. Even if y'all never be together again, they learned these lessons real bad to the point to where it's stuck with them like glue. So maybe in their next relationship, they'll do better, Like that's an example of how they will never forget the lessons that was learned. Whether they seen how it made you feel, whether they seen how the trajectory of the relationship changed just by making one horrible action or verbal response or whatever it is. I feel like all you wanted was reciprocation. It's not that hard. But, of course, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get genuine energy from someone who's not genuine, right? Or someone who never received this energy before. Like, if they haven't received the best love from their mother or father to the point to where they didn't feel neglected or abused or whatever the case may be, then they may not be able to, and we all had our traumas, right? But some people, they're not able to really love you how you, like what love is to you, right? They have different definitions. Some of them feel like people who love you hurt you, right? I had somebody literally tell me that verbatim. It was like, the people that you love hurt you. They were dead ass serious. I was like, don't say that again. Like, but I can't change people. I let people be who they is. And they gon', I could sit right here and give a sermon, advice, whatever you want to call the shits. And a person's still not gonna get, because it's sometimes they just not at that level of consciousness. Like, we're autonomous. Like, we all go through our journeys individually and separately, and I mean, we all could be alike and marry each other and all that, but me, myself, right, making up my mind, body, and soul, nobody else can imitate that, copy that. They cannot be another. Even if I had a twin, we will not be identical within our own individual selves. So it's like, some people, you just gotta look at it like it's not personal. They grew up differently, they seen things differently, they felt things differently, whatever the case may be. Some people will not reciprocate the energy I give. Some people don't have the common sense that I feel like is common sense. Like, what you feel is common sense may not be common sense to the next person. Okay. See, I feel like this person wanted it to be you. They want you, like it said, they want you in their future. You know, they dead ass want to get married and like all this stuff, but I don't feel like they're the one for you because they're just not there emotionally, mentally. You know, the things that matter to a person like you, you know? See, I feel like you are a nurturing, discerning, loving being, but this is not 15-year-old you. This is not 10th grade you and middle school. Like, you, especially going through the things that you went through, even with this person, I feel like you just got to the point to where if they're not like being a positive impact in your life, they got to go. Right? So I mean, that's cute. You want a commitment, but can the collective trust you with being committed though? Like, that's cute. You want to be committed. Anybody can want to be committed to collective. Well, some people, right? But do you have what it takes? Because you already showing the collective red flags. Like, if the collective see what you're doing now, they got to pay attention to, you know, I like to say don't live, you know, too much in the future or the past being the present, but at the same time, they got to think about a long-term relationship with you. Like, the things that's going on right now, how would anticipate how may it affect the connection? Like, would you be equipped enough for me to have kids with you? Would you be equipped enough to be on this spiritual journey with me? Except, like, are we in alignment? Do our values match? Not if you knocking me upside the head or talking to me crazy or if you don't know how to respect or treat a goddess or kings or whatever the case may be, you still got a lot of learning to do as a human, as yourself, you know? Because if you don't know how to love or whatever the case may be, you don't need to be in a relationship. It's simple as that. Then you see people, they have kids and they do all this stuff and they keeping up with generational curses. So everybody can have love, why not? But sometimes the best love that you can ever give to yourself will be self-love. And that's what these people need to give themselves, and that's what you need to continue to give to yourself, because you had the means to give this love to other people, but you was giving it to people who didn't know how to reciprocate it. Therefore, now you got to give this energy back to yourself, because now you probably got hurt on the way, drained on the way, etc. So you got to fill back up your cup by giving yourself this love, right? Like, you got to be your own lover. You got to be your own friend. Stop being so quick to want to be attached to other people, especially people who are not even good for you. It's kind of like poison or like a drug, really. Excuse my language. No substances, no none of that going on here. Okay, but it's kind of like that, like, I don't want to get restricted, so I'm going to just keep it at that now. We got, like I said, unappreciated. Like, people got to start showing you how they feel. They got to start showing you that they care for real. Like, they got to show you that they want to be kept. Because it ain't like you not a 10 out of 10. It's not like you not a walking trophy. You know? So if people want you, they better be on they stuff. And I'm not saying you this superficial, like, shallow individual who needs the money, cars, and clothes and all this. Like, no, but I feel like if people lack emotional intelligence and they're immature and they're not as wise or intelligent, that's kind of a turn off, especially because you're coming up as a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Cups. And I mean, like I said, you probably don't do the whole like worried about like that type of stuff, right? Like, I don't feel like you're a shallow individual, so I feel like you're a deep person, you're genuine, or whatever the case may be. You know, so you can get along with whoever, you can be friends with whoever, you can love whoever, but at the same time, this ain't no charity. This ain't no fix a person up how I want them to be, because that ain't your job. They need to already come in the energy that they need to be in, because you already came in the energy that you needed to be in for a person. I mean, yeah, you may still had your healing and stuff you needed to do, but in actuality, you were able to give and receive love. So now they feeling like y'all got unfinished business, but I don't see how you think that. So maybe some of y'all ghosted this person, or maybe they just feel like y'all still have a life to live with each other. Like, it ain't time for this to be in the past yet. Like, I don't know. Or maybe they still want a chance with you, and you probably already like deuces. All right? But you don't know if this situation would ever change. It's just been cycles and cycles. And shit, they probably don't even think it'll change. But if they're fine with that and they're constantly trying to be in your space, sometimes people are not knowing of it. Sometimes people are dead ass unconscious, but some people dead ass be knowing. And just be leading your own or selling you a dream. Now it says reveal. Somebody wants to tell you truth. Maybe they want to confess something, reveal something. Or maybe this is you. But like I said, they've been letting that ego get in the way. Maybe this could be somebody who has religious beliefs or background. They never felt a passion so intense, you know, with you guys. They want to fix the connection. They feel like you guys are inseparable. But I feel like you've been using your discernment. You've been loving yourself and loving other people. But I feel like whatever you started building or creating, it seemed like it has been a success. And I feel like now you have the means to continue to build upon something. Now, maybe this is talking about the relationship. Like, maybe there was progress that happened within the connection to where there can be a new beginning. But like I said, I feel like it takes two. Like, you can't be the one that's conscious and then this person is not. Especially when you come back down to the version of yourself, if that happens. Because sometimes people can have an awakening and all these things, and they can come back into the previous version of themselves a little bit. Dang, I kind of forgot what I was finna say. Yeah, some of y'all just, you're not satisfied. Like, yeah, I loved you and all this stuff. Some of y'all fell out of love with people. Some of y'all are just not interested anymore. Some of y'all probably, like, this person can have so much chemistry for you. They want to marry you. The whole time you probably like, we're never going to get married. I don't even want to have kids by you. No. You know, but I love you, though. It's like similar to that. It's like, I don't know. Like, of course, you even know that everyone is different, right? There's probably not a person like this. They probably loved you in a way that you never felt, but you know that someone can love you better. You know that you deserve to be loved better. And I feel like you're creating... I feel like this is just the era of the magician. Whether it's a magical time for you, whether you're being the creator in your life or the main character of your story to the point to where you're doing things and operating in ways that you want for yourself. Because, you know, I don't have to sit around and wait for it to just pop up or destiny swap with other people by not trusting in my intuition and just not balancing out my mind and my heart. What's that word? I can't think of it. I think it starts with an S. Similar to like knowing the truth but staying with someone anyway. but I can't think of it. But yeah, I feel like you've given the shirt off your back to people. You've given them food. You've helped them out. Gave them finances. Whatever the case may be. And this person couldn't give it back to you, but don't worry. Because it's going to be given back to you and then some. Whether you had things, whether it was family, friends, lovers, whatever the case may be, whoever didn't give this energy back to you, it will be given, right? But by people who can actually give it to you. You know, that's like expecting a mouse with cheese to give you cheese. I mean, a mouse that don't have cheese to give you cheese, but they don't have it. But there's another mouse over there with cheese. So we're going to get it from this mouse because this one don't have it. It can't give it to you. So if you giving and giving and giving and not receiving, they just can't recognize, can't reciprocate. They can't do it. But somebody else can. And somebody else will. You just have to be the creator of your life and choose to leave people behind. Because I know people be like, oh yeah, God chose this person for me and we still together because... No, you're still together because of you. You have free will. You still in that 10-year relationship because you never broke up with that man. Okay? And he never gonna leave you. Want to know why? Because you cook for him and you got cuckoo. Because he's lustful. So he cares that you got cuckoo. As long as you got that and some food, he good. Oh, and y'all going 50-50? Even better. Period. So, like I said, you gotta trust in yourself. Love yourself. You came into this world alone. You're going to leave alone. You need to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. Stop trying to have friends and lovers to be that for you. You need to stand 10 toes. You're strong enough to do it. Some of y'all underestimate yourself. Some of y'all didn't even give yourself a chance first. Give yourself a chance to operate in life finally individually, to discover who you are, and to see how great and excellent you are. Because sometimes when you're around people who low-key jealous and crabs in a bucket, and sometimes you don't realize that, but your energy do, because you psychic. You're intuitive. You feel things. Sometimes when you're around people or in certain areas, you know, that's what I'm saying. But I feel like you know. Confirm, Queen of Swords. Ooh, wee. Yeah, I feel like you're very discerning. Because you may have fell for temptation before. You may have been abused before. You may have fell victim to addiction before, right? Addicted, whether it's addicted to a person or whatever the case may be. And I feel like there was third-party situations, influences, right? This could even been a community of people. This could even been within friendships or people you celebrated with. Finding happiness within low vibrational things or toxicity. Like, it's like being around a group of people who are addicts on alcohol, on this, on that, messy, whatever the case may be. But you love them with all your heart, and you like, that's my family. Got the best family in the world. So I feel like the Queen of Swords, I feel like very discerning when it comes to people, emotions, when it comes to low vibrations. Because either you've done these things, become victim to it, or whatever the case may be, to the point to where, like, I feel like you have to go through something in order to be in this energy. The Queen of Swords, she didn't get here just by, oh, I woke up and I'm here. No, she went through hard lessons, trials, tribulations to be in this position that she in. Intellectual, truth, discerning, analytical maybe at times, sharp with the tongue, but also sharp with the mind. From the Queen of Cups. Ooh. Yep. See, Queen of Cups is frustrated in their head. Queen of Swords could have some shadows they need to face. Could be in this space of suspension or a sacrifice or a pause, a shift of perspective when it comes to this devil energy. Yeah. Yeah, see, I feel like you know better. Yeah, I feel like you see straight through a situation. Like, if you know if somebody's kind or generous or not. Like, you know if they're just deceiving you, they got on a mask, they really not genuine for real, or if they're genuine. Like, I feel like you know, like, I feel like you've experienced different things within your relationships, like your own family, your own friendships. Like, I feel like you dead has experienced certain hurt and trauma. From the Queen of Cups. Yep. But the Queen of Cups about to be excited. Something about to happen quickly. And I feel like a lot of times these things come in when you release certain things. Whole time you cut that toxic ex off, next thing you know, a check in the mail then came, right? You cut that toxic friend off, next thing you know, the weather feels really good to you. Like, anything. Seeing little confirmations. Confirm the Four of Wands. I'm telling you, it's so funny because with the Four of Wands here, I believe it ended up being confirmed with this Six of Wands in reverse. Now we got the Six of Wands in upright confirming the Four of Wands. So like I said, it's just being in this giver and receiver energy. You don't got to worry about the people who've hurt you on the way, the people who didn't reciprocate on the way, because guess what? All that energy that you never gotten back is going to be given to you. Because this is something that you're meant to experience. You're meant to experience true love. You're meant to experience connections that you can trust. You're meant to experience your business thriving. You're meant to come into communication with new people and healthier relationships. Like, this is most definitely destined for you. Like, it has to happen. It's unnegotiable. And it's funny because you in your life individually, a lot of things are non-negotiable. Like, nah, I want peace, therefore you're not going to be in my life. It's non-negotiable. Like, if you are not at peace with yourself, you can't be in my life. Because it's the saying, right, that says a man that has no peace will take yours. So it's just like, whether you man or woman, I just feel like y'all know better because you went through it already. And even outside of yourself, it's destiny. It's non-negotiable. These things are going to happen for you. Because you want to know why? You've given all of these things. That don't make no sense if you give love and never receive it, right? So even if you've been given love and trying to receive it from people who can't give it, don't mean that you're never going to get it. You just probably won't get it from them. Because they can't. Like, maybe if they healed, became aware that they don't even know how to love. Some of these people dead ass think they know what love is. The same people who go around with roving eyes or cheating or all this stuff. Some people, they be a lost cause. And you try to have faith in them because of their potential. But you got to remember, this is you came into this world alone. You're going to leave alone. They did not come in here with you. This is a solo path, a solo journey. You got to stop feeling bad for cutting people off. You got to stop feeling responsible for your cousins, your sisters, your brothers, your uncles, your dads, your moms. You got to, this is your own individual life. So yeah, you got people who want to mend things with you. That don't mean reconnect. You got people who want to have a conversation with you and get back into your life. That don't mean you have to have one or you have to share anything. I feel like you only are needing to connect with people who are on your level. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. how they would be financially, right? Like reliable or depend. You need to connect with like-minded, soul level or soul-like individuals. But even though you didn't in the past, all the love and everything that you were supposed to get back that wasn't given back will be given. You are going to receive recognition, because maybe there was something that happened to where you didn't receive recognition. Maybe you were alienating yourself, right? Keeping yourselves in the shadows, or being around other people, they were keeping you in the shadows. Or maybe this wasn't even on purposely said, like, yeah, I don't want you in the public eye, or yeah, I don't want you to go outside, yeah, I don't want you to leave your dreams. It probably was just like that. You know, for instance, like being around somebody, all of a sudden you don't want to work, you just feel so lazy, you just want to lay on the couch all day or something. You not indulging in your business. It's like that. Like, and energy is contagious. Y'all got to be careful with that, because half of y'all are empaths. But yeah, next song, it's called Medicine. It's by Joji, Joji. It's 7 minutes long though, so I'm gonna skip it. We got 7:17 on the clock. 777, honey. Engine number 13 could be significant, which reminds me of the divine feminine. So you're going to have a time, whether you're male or woman, so where you can actually thrive in the feminine. I know I'm most definitely talking to my divine feminines, my women, my goddesses, and everything like that, but separately from gender, regardless if you're a male or a woman, you're going to be able to actually just be. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about somebody cheating, trying to rob you. You know, this, like, none of those things will exist anymore. It'll all be a distant memory, just like this connection, just like this person, right? Just like the last person. That's what happens. So yeah, some of you guys could be on a break from this person. You could have broken up with whoever this is, or these people are. I just feel like you weren't happy with the way that things were going. Maybe you and this person wasn't happy with the way things were going. But you know, it takes two to actually try and everything. You know, they let ego get in the way. Maybe both of y'all did. Because this could be a situation where we don't have to apportion blame. We can just look at ourselves. But however you want to look at it, this is a time of self-love and to, you know, stand in truth. You didn't go through trials and tribulations for no reason. Apply that knowledge that you've obtained. Because whatever you've created is successful. And you can just keep building on it. Like, this could be talking about community. It's talking about some type of success. Maybe a house, an apartment, or something. Could be significant. Let's see. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You finally are going to be able to be in relationships, or to have people around you that's actually going to be better than any. I'm telling you, the connections that didn't work out, don't worry about it, because you're going to have something that's going to work out. The people who cheated on you, don't worry about it, because you're going to have somebody that's not going to cheat on you, will never cheat on you. The people who talked about you behind your back, don't worry about it, because you're going to have people who talk about you in good ways behind your back and in your face. Never the opposite. You had unstable relationships, disconnected relationships. Don't worry, it will not be like that with these new ones that are coming in. See, we have free will. Sometimes if you holding on to a person, you may delay certain blessings for yourself. Some of y'all could have delayed connections. And I'm not saying that you missed out on anything, but sometimes some people believe that that could be the case. But like I said, if you knew better, you'll do better. So feel like you should just take things as a lesson learned. Look, and then this song says, I'm missing you. So people are going to miss you. People are going to long for you like they are right now. But that's not your problem. Because you tried to stick around. You tried to love people. But in the end, you were only self-sacrificing, self-deceiving, self-sabotaging. You know, it's like you were trying to do these things for other people the whole time, harming yourself in the process. So this doesn't mean that you hate people, you hate these individuals, and, you know, like this. Like I said, this was somebody who you loved a lot. Mother figures could be significant. Maybe this is talking about a mother relationship. I don't know, honey, but you're finally going to receive the successful relationships that you wanted within friendships, family, lovers, whatever the case may be. Even if you never talk to none of your family again and they get substituted with strangers, but they're not strangers soul level wise, they're like soul tribe, literally. And if you ask me, that's true family, because it's not filled with trauma, it's not filled with jealousy, ego, it's not filled with none of those things. It's just filled with respect, love, loyalty, the basic things that everybody deserves. And you didn't receive that from the people who you thought and wanted to receive it from, but don't worry, you will. You've been resilient this whole time. I feel like you kept trying with a person. To the point to where you just have to face the truth, you know? Maybe you even tried to... Maybe your mind was even playing tricks on you when it came to this connection. But emotionally, you're detached. You pulled away. You let go. You broken up with people. I was like, graduation, celebrations, and all that stuff could be significant. You know, maybe you even had a long ride. Maybe school was challenging. It was long. It was this, it was that. Your relationships with your parents was this and that. Lovers, this and that. Like, so much stuff was going on in your life, you know? And I feel like you've been resilient through all these things. Next thing you know, another person come into your life, and they ain't at peace, and they're coming into your life, and now you gaining more trauma. And I'm not putting the blame on this person, because people just reflect back to us who we are and what we need to heal or work on, you know. That's why I tell y'all, observe and not absorb. Practice the law of detachment. Balance out spirituality and practicality, and regardless, trust in yourself. There's so many opinions and beliefs going around. You're going to have to thrive on your knowing, or you're going to be confused, or you're going to be vulnerable to be projected on, right? And child, let me tell you, it's not a good feeling, because being confused, especially when you go from religion to spirituality, something that you knew was something that you felt like was true, and you believed in it as a kid, that's very strong and powerful. So when you detach from that or look at it as false, for some people, right, it can cause a whole shake-up in your life. Confusion, feeling lost, don't know what's real, what's true, what to believe in, whatever the case may be. So some people, they have, like, life be very challenging. People go through their different struggles and their different traumas and everything like that. And I feel like maybe y'all probably feel like this was the one, all right? Or maybe they feel like you were the one. Maybe you wanted this to be the one, but I don't know. I feel like this person had on a false mask, or somebody had on a false mask, or there was some type of deception, trickery, or theft. Maybe this person stole before or something, but I feel like this this didn't do anything but make you cautious, not trusting a certain individual, and kind of getting pushed away emotionally. You just have to apply it. Maybe it's a vice versa thing. But you'll be receiving this. Yep. You know. This song is by Maroon 5. It's called Cold, featuring Future. I don't understand why you so cold. You're my nasty something anymore. I don't understand why you're so cold to me. You're my head. I want to listen to the original version though. Maroon 5 is such an amazing band or artist. Alright, I don't like to blast the music on here, especially known music, because when I try to upload it to YouTube, YouTube likes to copyright my videos, and they like to restrict them from being seen. Yeah, it says, I wish I could right my wrongs. So this could be how you feel, or this could be how this individual feel. But like I said, somebody just didn't push you away, and they made mistakes and everything. That's why I say, you know, don't hold this over somebody's head. And I do mean that in the most sensitive way possible, because your feelings are valid. You're hurt, you're sad, and that's valid, right? But don't let it be to the point to where you become bitter and you can't forgive. Okay? Sometimes y'all be trying to hold on to people and realize that you just still have resentment towards them. Sometimes you have to let go of people to forgive them. Sometimes they can't be in your space. Sometimes when you're trying to heal, what has hurt you can't be around. Maybe it'll still be triggering or whatever. For those of you who try to keep people in your life that you love, that you get signs that you probably should let go of them because maybe the love ain't there no more, or whatever the case may be, y'all gotta start listening to yourself and trusting in yourself, because you're just gonna create more karma for yourself. Karma, like, we literally create our karma. Like, karma is cause and effect, and what happens with cause and effect, there comes the aftermath of it, consequences. What happens when you do this or when you don't do that? So what happens if you continue with a toxic relationship because your own energy is low vibrational, their own energy, then you may experience toxicity and it may just get worse, right? Now, if you mention with high vibrational relationships and connections, what can come from that? It ain't equaling up to toxicity if we're doing our math, right? So, I mean, sometimes that's what the common sense of everything is. And not all the time, I guess, we realize things that are right in our face. Like, I had this realization, this awakening not long ago, that the answers are right in our face, and that we all could just be at peace if we just did one simple thing, you know? Yeah. I'm gonna have to start posting my downloads again. Don't know you anymore. I don't understand why you so cold. Yeah, I feel like somebody tried to continue to, like, be connected with a person for some of y'all when they already wasn't emotionally there anymore. They weren't emotionally invested anymore. They were probably tired, drained, still ready for something to happen or to go wrong. But maybe somebody felt like the connection was, maybe they felt like they could have achieved something, but in reality there was just disaster that awaited, danger, destruction that awaited, you know, with two people who love each other. But when there's disappointment, loss, and grief in the middle, you know, people falling out of love and all this stuff, anything can happen, you know. There's a lot of passion or energy. So that's why y'all be having to trust your intuition. Like, sometimes you could be ready to have a conversation with somebody and talk to somebody, but not all the time they're ready to talk to you and reconnect with you, because they haven't healed yet, because they're not conscious yet. So while you having these awakenings and you telling yourself, oh, all I need to do is just look in the mirror and take accountability and da-da-da, bet. Now I'm going to go back to this person because I did the shadow work. Now I know that it's really not even their fault. That, you know, I just need to do my own healing and that. But next thing you know, you get back into their energy with those realizations. And if they're a person that gaslit you before in your beliefs or whatever the case may be, or if they're narcissistic, then you may find yourself into a state of confusion. Or you may find yourself realizing why you cut them off in the first place, right? So trust yourself, and please, the first time, to keep from any more confusion or self-destruction, because feel so yeah, he said distant when we're kissing, feel so different. Tell me, how did you get so cold? Some people probably asking, man, how did you get this cold? Feel like I don't know you anymore. Said, I don't understand why you so cold. And my thing is, this is why you gotta leave people where they stand too. Because if a person dead ass don't see how you've gotten into this point because of all the stuff that you've already been through and people putting you through more stuff. And once again, take accountability and all of that and give yourself enlightenment by all means to start the healing process, the inner peace journey, or whatever the case may be. But you don't be sitting around acting like confused. Like, you, whatever you did to the collective, you know what you did. But some of these people dead ass are looking at you like you be crying your eyes out, and a person go dead ass look at you like, what's wrong? Like, how does this make you that sad? Or you could be spazzing out, yelling, breaking plates. Person gonna look at you like, yo, how you get to this point though? You've been tripping lately. You've been yelling at me, busting plates. You jabbed me in the mouth the other day. Like, dang, how you get, like, why you do this type of stuff to me? How you get to this point? Like, you spit in my face? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm telling you. See, when you get two people who are filled with pain and hurt, and, you know, and then imagine one of them being awoken and the other one is not. Child. See, that's why it's best for you to just love them from a distance and connect with people who can give you what you need and what you deserve. Okay? Yeah, it'll probably be a sad thing because you have to release these people, but in actuality, it's not as sad as you think. And you probably won't even be that sad when you realize what's waiting on you behind door number 2. So yeah, y'all probably was indecisive about this connection, trying to see if you should stay or go and everything like that. While this person over here probably trying to plan out y'all future. Go. Oh, yeah. So y'all just feel like you're determined and you are being brave. Ooh. Alright, you realizing that certain things weren't a form of self-love, that you were only causing more destruction and chaos and, you know, sadness for yourself. Alright, there was lack of understanding. Somebody not being as responsible when it comes to someone's emotional needs or financial situation. It was just too much going on, you know, and I feel like this is just where it has come to. It's just gotten to that point. How does the message resonate with you guys so far? This person is reminiscing. They miss your y'all's inside jokes. Hi, welcome in. How is the message resonating with you guys so far? Yeah, somebody's feeling guilty. It says, I feel pain from the damage I have caused. It's crazy because 1 minute they come off like, oh no, it's collective fault. And the next minute they come off like, well, yeah, feeling guilty for the damage that was caused and all this. So some people know exactly what they've done, but they so much into their ego that they gotta say it's your fault too, or whatever the case may be. Like, a person learns a lesson when they don't put the blame on anyone, right? And my own realization that I came up with was, it's not about right or wrong. Like, yes, somebody could have done you wrong, but we're not necessarily talking about what's right versus what's wrong, but just consciousness. Consciousness will set everyone free. I used to think it was healing. But even when you haven't fully healed, you can still become conscious. This Katy Perry is called Chained to the Rhythm. To the rhythm. On repeat. Think we're free. Drink some. Chain to the rhythm, to the rhythm. Yes, honey. I like Katy Perry. Okay. Thank you for the follows, you guys. If you're able to send gifts, that would be great. That would be great. All right, nobody has gotten on the list, but if you guys want to get on the list, you are able to. I try to make my prices affordable for everyone, but still, you know, creating my prices how I want them to be. So for now, I have $6 questions, $10 questions, and I have $10, $15, $25, $35, and $50 readings. They're all in depth. Okay. To the rhythm. Career, finance, love, general, health, whatever you want to get into, we can get into it. I'm more of a like earth angel, right? I'm more of a healer and like advisor or whatever. So my readings may be, they may provide very beneficial messages, right? If you watch my content or see how I do readings, then you would, you know. So if you guys want to keep up with me by following me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, I do have all of those platforms in my bio. Be mindful, if you haven't followed me already, you may not ever see me again. That would be sad, okay? So you got to make sure you give me a follow if you're interested. I'm not forcing you to give me a follow. Only if you want to give me a follow, okay? Just reminding you, sometimes we be on here, we be forgetting to double tap, or we forget to follow if we want to follow. So, you know, if you're able to double tap, send gifts or anything, follow, then that would be grand. If you're not able to stay for this entire video, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. Okay, so the message is just repeating, all right? This could have been somebody who you always came back to. You could break up, but it was always like makeup, break up, makeup, break up. You know, it was always reuniting. But maybe even after you reunited, you still felt broken. Like, you still would be sad, you know? So it's like, what's the point of even reconciling if you're just going to feel shattered all over again? So I feel like right now, coming into a new chapter, maybe the connection evolved itself, but somebody's struggling to find the right path. So maybe that's also why somebody is kind of running away, because they're kind of indecisive. Like I said, when you become indecisive about someone, or you're kind of detached and you need to forgive them, then of course it could be confusing. Of course you could feel like, oh, this person may not be the one for me, or oh, I may be called to go this way instead of this way with them. My thing is, sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know. But that's why you have that inner compass. They're guiding you with the wisdom that you've already obtained from your previous lessons that you've learned. So just trust yourself. Some of y'all know that it probably would be more fulfilling individually and maybe even romantically if you was to let this person go right now. Maybe if you don't want to let them go forever, then maybe you can double back next year. Like, I'm not going to say anything like tomorrow or next month unless you like come into this awakening that's more permanent. But I'm not going to say that because sometimes it takes longer than a month, okay, to get yourself together and for the other person to get themselves together. Because sometimes, like I said, people are not conscious. And sometimes people are not on that same spiritual awakening as you. Man, I love me some Maroon 5. This song is called Animals. So, man, I don't know, like, just do what you want to do. That's what he said. So, collective, it's like all about what you want to do. Like, if you reconcile with somebody, you're going to reconcile. That's like, somebody could say, don't reconcile. You still going to do it because that's just what you want to do. All right? But I just feel like you need to trust yourself and not self. If you feel like you should let this person go, then you need to do that. If you feel like just for right now, let them go and maybe go, then you need to do that. If you feel like just for right now, let them go and maybe come back around next year, next 5 years, then okay, that's what you feel. Now you're going to end up learning a lesson, realizing that that's not the damn sign you was given, or you're going to come into a better state emotionally, mentally, to where you're more able to probably try again with this person. Now, I used to be a firm believer to cut off people permanently, okay? But I would say to do what the hell you want to do, okay? If you want to cut somebody off permanently, you cut them off permanently. If you don't, then you don't have to. I'm not going to tell you that you're doing something wrong in your life, because I'm not here to tell you right, wrong, this, that. It's just experience, right? So live your life how you want to live it, but make sure you actually live it how you want. Don't be out here trying to be with people who you low-key fell out of love with, okay? Look, somebody said he's cut off. I'm telling you, some of y'all not playing with these people no more. They was running, you was chasing, you ain't doing it no more. But there's a new chapter. It can either be with this same person or it can be with something new. It's your choice, honey. I'm sure you had this same experience before, to where it was a new chapter and it could have been with this person or a new person. And instead of choosing a new person, you chose the old person. Next thing you know, chaos, destruction, breakups, right? So maybe y'all just using your wisdom. And you like, yeah, you gotta go, buddy. You got to go. All right? I do not condone in smoking, you guys. Do not do what I do, okay? I tell you right now. If you have any type of ADDIC, you know what I'm getting at? Don't even look at me. Go look somewhere else. Okay? Get off the live for a second. I personally pause for you. Ooh, this 21 Pilots, this sound like a good song. I never heard it before, and I barely can hear it, but it sounds good to my ears. Let me turn it up. It sounds like I heard it before. This is 21 Pilots. It's called Chlorine. Now the song Calvin Harris featuring John Newman. The song is called Blame. It's coming on now. Alright, so some of y'all careers are going to be advancing. Your money is going to be flowing. New love is going to be coming in. New friendships and all that. Because, I mean, you're living a life where you're at peace now. And in order to be at peace, you first have to get certain things out of your life. Right? Habits. Negative habits. Yeah. It says, I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. It's time for me to heal now. So whether this is their energy or yours, somebody's grateful for that spiritual lesson and they're just realizing it's time for me to heal. Oh my gosh, I used to jam this song heavily. I liked it very much. Yeah. So if this is your energy, I feel like you're grateful for the spiritual lesson, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. But I feel like you're actually acknowledging that it's time for you to heal now. Even if that includes leaving people behind, whatever the case may be. Now, if this is other people's energy, they are grateful for the spiritual lesson. And they're acknowledging that it's time for them to heal now. Especially because they've seen how being unhealed, what it can do to a relationship. Or at least what it could do with you and them. And they want you in their future. So, of course, they're going to probably try to do what they're going to want to do what they can. Will they do what they can? I don't know. I'm not them, you know. Sometimes the people who need to change be the main ones who you probably should just look the other way. Right? Because you didn't have to change. Like, of course, we all change and grow and evolve, right? But you didn't go from cheater to faithful. You didn't go from liar to honesty, right? You started off those ways. And you were remaining those ways. Now, of course, the little hurt people saying, like, some of y'all probably started getting into realizing your own shadows, and maybe you started succumbing to lust and anything else. But that's for y'all own selves to pay attention to look into the mirror and everything like that, right? But I'm still bring it up because instead of talking about this other person, which we're never really learning the lesson, like I said, when we put the blame on other people, so it's only right acknowledge the collective. But I guess it's good to let you guys know about yourselves as well, because sometimes people need to hear that, right? So this is your confirmation. If you ever have content that you probably be like, should I talk about this? It's coming up for a reason. Nobody has a mind like you. Nobody is you, okay? Nobody can ever be you. I don't care if you got an identical twin, all right? So everyone has gifts and talents. Put yourself out there. Do what you want to do. I mean, you don't have to become famous if you don't want to. But you live for you. Don't live for other people. Like, even with the famous people, even if you one day do become a celebrity, because I know people who reach this collective most definitely have the potential too. So it's like, don't seek outside validation. Turn those weaknesses into strengths. Or you may come into some challenges, some obstacles. Like, for instance, if you are a people pleaser and you want people to like you and you're insecure, I don't think it would be good to be famous right now, or to even try to be famous right now. You know, just focus on shifting that energy, and then boom, you know, or you're gonna be in some more challenging spaces. Like, say if you one of those celebrities who are very hated, you know, that could cause depression or anything else, you know. So Ellie Goulding, I love her too. This song is called Lights. Nostalgia could be very significant, and it is still a Mercury retrograde. Today is August the 3rd. Yes, a Sunday. 3s are very significant as well. And it's funny because, okay, Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant, that series very significant, or that movie, those movies. But I was about to say something. Oh yeah, this is a song that was very old. I used to listen to this years ago, and I can't tell if it was more than 5 years ago or not, but I think it was. So that's when I say yes, like a little bit in the past, not just a year or two ago. And I believe I found out about Ellie Goulding because I seen the show Divergent. And I think she had 2 songs in the beginning and in the end or something like that. But yeah, I ended up discovering her, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I started listening to different songs of hers, and this was one. But yeah, look, self-love. Self-love, daydreaming. I need to get another deck, honey. I have over 100-some decks, and I'm over here. Child, I thought I was going to be off the live by now, but I really don't want to keep talking about these people, especially if y'all like are really like moving on from them, because I really don't care to talk about it. So let's see what else is going to come out. But this could even be things that you haven't experienced yet. You know, readings at times are timeless, right? And probably because that's probably why time is a damn illusion here. Oop, Earth Angel on the back. Alright. She got a cross on her chest. So whatever you label yourself as, whether you free spirit, earth angel, I mean, I ain't trying to say earth angel, religious, spiritual, like, you know, we're gonna take this out the deck though. Look, blocked. Blocked. And look, actual money. Exactly. For your hard working labor. I told you, you've been giving, and you never received none of the energy reciprocated, none of the food, none of the finances, none of the clothes, cars, money. I don't care what it is. Okay? Generosity, really. Just so we don't have to say 1,000 things. Okay? We're going to say the generosity. You didn't get reciprocated back your energy. That bomb-ass energy you got. Yeah. Earth Angel, of course. Work, labor, and efforts. And I'm going to purposely look at this. This is angel number 38. So maybe March 8th could be significant. Add 8 and 3 together. 11 could be significant. 83 could be significant. 1983 or something. Okay. 3 years, 8 months, 3 months, 8 weeks, 3 weeks, 8 days, 3 days, 8 hours. Okay, something like that, okay? But look, let's see. I like this song too. It's called Dust Till Dawn, I think, by Sia and Zayn. Dusk till dawn. All right, so angel number 30. Angel number 38. Maybe some of y'all should look up angel number 38. Yeah, some of y'all are so loyal. Like, I feel like you would never leave people's side. Maybe that's why that guilty energy came out as well. Because some of y'all, like I said, that's other people energy. But some of y'all, the energy could be switched. Maybe some of y'all was feeling guilty about certain things. Some of y'all gonna feel guilty about certain job opportunities. Girl, move. Move it. Yeah, see, I feel like you have this destined path. Yeah, and it's about that time. It's coming up. So I feel like that's why things are happening and being in a certain way. Things are getting into balance, getting into alignment to prepare for something that's meant to happen anyway. So everything is just, yeah. So 38, which ties to work, labor, and efforts. This can tie to a job or an investment. But like I said, intuitively, I feel like, yes. But I am seeing a job and an investment. Like, you could be investing in yourself, your life. A job, you could be manifesting a job. But I'm seeing your work and labor, your efforts, even when it came to being a good person in this world, it is paying off. You have people that love you, you have people who hate you, but I feel like, and hate is a very strong word, but people just, it's their demons, you know? Can't take it personal. Maybe if they were a person like you, it wouldn't be like that, but nobody can be you. They don't know how to give or receive love, so what do you expect from someone who doesn't know how to give or receive love? So don't internalize, don't take it personal. They're only doing what they're able to do. If a hater is hating, that don't even be mad, because that's just what they're not a lover, okay? They ain't no lover girl, they ain't no lover boy. So of course they just gonna give out the opposite. That's how you gotta look at things. Give yourself enlightenment. Makes sense. Some of y'all, this is just your truth based on your own experiences. It didn't come out of nobody else's mouth. You know? That's what I mean by trusting your knowing. I feel like a mom right now. Well, I'm a semi-mom. I don't have kids on this plane, but I was pregnant before, you know. Such a beautiful song. Angel number 99. Look, they're going to angel number 11 right there. On actual money. We was talking about that number 11 already. So yeah, I feel like you're an earth angel and you're literally going to reap actual money. That's what it say, honey. That thing say, it don't say money, it don't say prosperity, which is all the same. It say actual money. Like, you really gonna get some bills in your hand, in your pocket, period. Whether it's from a job, whether it's from something that have to do with a child, an inheritance or something. Yep. Yep, you're moving on. Woo woo. Yeah, unexpected money is about to come in. See, I feel like there was some type of entity attachment on you. And this could just be energy. Like, don't get scared of nothing. This could just be energy. Like, you being in the energy of depression. Or I don't really want to say depression. I want to say, like, just not yourself. Lips crusty, hair ain't done. to coming into more balanced energy. Yeah, you need to parent your inner child, your younger self. Parent your younger self. Do some inner child healing. Yeah, see, you moving on. You moving on from a lot of things that are negative and they don't serve you. Yeah. Someone can have animosity towards a child or someone's child. Or animosity could just be significant. It's taking you home. This is Maroon 5. It's called Don't Wanna Know, I presume. Don't wanna know. No. Ooh-wee. Somebody had an awakening. Ooh-wee. Number 1 card, Divine Masculine. We got Awakening and Soulmate. You know what's funny? I had seen earlier third party Stitch or Stitch. I wonder if the card is still here. Yo, Divine Femme. Ooh, Divine Femme, man. The Divine Feminine gonna meet a nice guy, a rich guy. All the, that's so crazy. I don't know why I'm getting this energy like this Divine Masculine, this Divine Feminine. How the Divine Masculine may have these community of Jezebels around, or maybe you've experienced that before with someone being like a cheater or something. But I feel like somebody had an awakening, and it could have been in terms of a soulmate. Whether somebody came into a realization when it came to soulmates, or whether somebody is actually on the path of coming into union with their soulmate. But when I seen third party Stitch earlier, and let me see if I can find it on here, because I can't find the card, so let me see. Oh yeah, the nice guy is the King of Cups energy. So you're going to meet somebody that's generous and emotionally balanced. Because you're going to be moving forward from a karmic, and you're going to be moving forward into a Divine Masculine. Or until you're going to be moving. If you're a male, then you could just switch it, of course. Like, masculine, everybody has masculine and feminine energy, but the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, even the Kev, who created this deck, even he didn't put a meaning for Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine. So I would just say take it how it resonates for you. If you want to look at it as an energy, if you want to look at it as a gender, you know. But from my own perceptions, it's really even two separate connections, bro. Like one that you leaving behind while somebody's still attached and while you moving on, and then this new individual who is possibly a soulmate energy, but this one is more of a divine union and connection rather than a karmic or toxic union or connection. And I feel like you're going to be coming into some finances, maybe from some type of situation or relationship, and this person who you're going to meet, they may also be somebody who's wealthy, like within spirit or just like financially. Somebody who look good, dress nice, they clean, they're protective, they're loving, they're generous. This could be somebody older than you. They could be a father figure. They don't have to be an actual dad, but they could just be like a father figure. Like some people could look up to them as, wow, this is like a father figure in my life or something like that. Just take the messages how it resonates for you. Not all messages may resonate for you. Don't take all messages because they may not be for you. All right. Like, I feel like maybe you and this new person is going to have some things in common. Like, to the point to where they may come off as, like, a twin flame or something. And you probably like, wait, I thought the other person was my twin flame because this connection is so intense or da-da-da. And no, I don't think it's that intense as you think. I think it was, like... and by all means, if you feel like it was, you did. And then somebody else may be your twin flame. But I'm talking about for the other people who resonate with this. Then it's just like, sometimes you a little love a girl, a little love a boy. Sometimes you just be really passionate. Maybe you have a fire sign as your moon sign or something. Your Venus sign is a fire sign or something. But sometimes you be thinking people the one and they dead as clearly not. Okay, and I mean that with love. So, for those of you who be holding on real tight, honey, thinking that somebody your soulmate and your twin flame, let's pipe it down a bit. Because sometimes you don't even know for real. Because you never had nobody who reciprocated the energy like you do. So, imagine thinking that somebody who don't even reciprocate the energy that you do is a damn twin flame. But, I mean, depending on how you see twin flame, then maybe you will believe that that's true. But it just depends on your beliefs. Some of y'all probably don't believe in twin flame, you know? So that's what I mean by take it how it resonates. All I know is the earth angel getting everything. Ooh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you guys. For myself, period, too, please. Okay, but this song with Christina Aguilera, Maroon 5, This song called Moves Like Jagger. Alright. August 3rd, 2025. Still experiencing a Mercury retrograde. I believe it may end on the 11th. I'm not 100% sure. Man, hey, 11 is very significant, ain't it? Alright, 11. 111. Shit, repeating ones. The list is open, honey bun. Alright, and it's 8:08 on the clock. Alright. But yeah, it says blocked. Somebody don't have no access to you. Maybe you literally blocked them on the phone. Maybe certain things was delayed for you because you were, nobody could access you or something. But, let's see. Confirm, blocked. It really don't need to be confirmed, but sometimes it don't hurt. It don't hurt. How much are your reads? I have different prices for my readings. I have $10, $15, $25, $35, and $50 readings. Questions are $6, and I have other questions that are $10. If you're wanting to get on the list, just click the link in my bio and scroll all the way down to payment options. I have several payment options you could use. If you have Chime, that's preferred. But if you don't have Chime, then I have other platforms. Okay, great. All right, well, you can, if you're wanting to get, are you wanting to get on the list? Because if so, you can just chime me and you can get started. Okay, thanks for your trust and support, honey. Alright, so blocked, we got community and rich guy. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I literally feel like Y'all were being delayed from your own blessings. Like, I literally said that in a whole nother message before, but that's literally what it is. Take it how it resonates. Everything don't have to resonate for you. I was going to come back when you were done. Okay. You don't have to come back when I'm done. I'm just about to get ready to wrap it up anyways. I may resume back into it after I'm done with your reading. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like all your hard work and labor, who you were to people, what you didn't get reciprocated back to you. Your energy is literally why. Your energy is literally why things come to you like this. Why you're such a powerful manifester. But it's like sometimes we can block our own blessings or delay certain things because of our chakras are imbalanced. We're holding on to animosity. You know, we're holding on to resentment. So it's like sometimes we're blocked off. Sometimes, yeah. But I feel like you trust in your intuition, or you're being encouraged to. Yeah, you get my messages for the collective. So you're going to be receiving some actual money, but I feel like it's going to be unexpected, you know. So, of course, by the time you receive it, you're probably not going to be thinking about this reading. It's going to catch you by surprise, but some things going to be happening in a surprising way for sure. Whether that's you surprising people, or whether that's you becoming surprised. Yeah, see, I feel like you leaving somebody behind for this person, or you gonna damn near ghost somebody when it comes to this generous individual. Somebody gonna be concerned. That's because you rising into that divinity more and more. But you got some people that's jealous or envious of that because they can't come with you and they don't know how to step into this energy. But my thing is, anybody can. Something about a transition happening. This could be an actual death to a mature man. It don't have to be. Something concerning a house could be significant. Yeah, a family, a relationship, some type of commitment. Death magic coming out again. Then we got abundance with travel. Yeah, see. Yeah. See, some of y'all gonna be traveling, really abundant. You're gonna be getting away from all the BS. Yeah, you're gonna be taking back your life. Because see, people tried to steal. People tried to destiny swap. People tried to do love spells. When it came to real love, see, somebody tried to stop real love. But see, the manifestations and who you are, like sometimes good things are just going to manifest for you, even if you don't try to manifest it. You know, because some things are just meant to happen for you because of your energy, because of who you are. Like, I feel like you're meant to be a happy person. But, you know, we are in control of that happiness. We have free will. Nobody can heal the traumas. Nobody can, you know. But I feel like regardless, you'll get to where you're going. Even with the illusions, even with confusion, if it comes about like it probably did before, you got it. You got it. Yep. Like a love triangle is significant. And this third party energy could be somebody like interfering with a relationship. Probably trying to do some type of magic on it. It really all depends, but karmic femme could be concerned, or a karmic femme could be significant. Something about concern. Maybe they're concerned in somebody's business. Maybe they're hurt about something. Yeah. Ooh, I accidentally sent the live to somebody. Alright, Miss Maya, what kind of reading would you like? So yeah, life may have been rocky, confusing, a mystery, but that's the point of starting out as a little old baby and working your way up. Experience has led you to where you are now, and experience has also helped you accumulate your wisdom. You're back. All right, what kind of reading can I do for you, love? So, like I said, if you guys didn't get to see the beginning of this message, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. There's always messages to give, but I feel like y'all are just moving forward and your ships are coming in. Like you're literally moving into calmer waters, and that's because I feel like you're just using your discernment, and you deserve this. Yep, and I feel like you're gonna receive the recognition you deserve, and you're just gonna be living in your truth. Yes, coming into awakenings, just literally in your power. No longer confused, no longer in the space of temptation to things that don't serve you or your highest good. I'm telling you, just very much aligned with your own values and the lessons you've learned and everything. So life started off one way, then it became another, and then it became another, and now it's becoming another. But I feel like this is really the pinnacle of something. There's been milestones. There's been endings of chapters. There's been new beginnings. There is a new chapter. So, yeah, see? Abrupt change. Destruction, chaos, ego deaths, dark nights of the soul. Decisions. Alright. Did I get it? Let me check. I did get it, girl. What kind of reading can I do for you, huh? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I'm seeing. I don't think I'm able to do a full, complete summary because we was touching bases on like different things. So that's why I would encourage you guys, like when I do post this, to just make sure you check it out on my YouTube. But I do return the collective's energy back to them, and I release my energy back to me. Thank you guys for tuning in, checking out the message. I'll see you in the next one. If you want to stay a part of the personal read, you can. Sometimes we're able to take messages from personal readings, but be mindful. It is a personal reading. It's not a collective. All right? If you have not followed me already, make sure you do give me a follow because you may never see me again. All right. I'm not sure what kind there was. So you can get a general, which it's not as specific. It could be any and everything. Love, health, career, finance. Really just whatever reading you want, to be honest. If you want me to look into something, advice. Like it all depends on whatever you feel, whatever you're wanting. And love, it doesn't have to just be romantic. It can be platonic. But basically, energies surrounding relationships, emotions, love, or whatever the case may be. Oh, thank you. Alright, so this song is by Clean Bandit. It's called Symphony, featuring Zara. The phone cut off, but her name starts with an L. Alright, Miss Maya. Your baby daddy. Advice on how your baby daddy is feeling about your baby coming. Maybe a general. I can do you a general. If you want a general. Yeah, I do feel like you want maybe advice. A general could be fine. Maybe even a love reading regarding you and baby dad. Like, I feel like you for sure probably want different things. So a general, you can touch bases on different things. I see calm, goal, and family. So the advice that I can give you with that is, don't think negative. And love self, right? When we love ourselves, we don't criticize ourselves. And we don't really think negative about a situation. We don't think about, oh, does this person love me? And, oh, does this person, when it comes to our baby, like, you know, whatever the case may be. So it's like, know that baby dad, like, just don't worry or stress yourself out about stuff like that, because sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes people really care. Sometimes they may not know how to show it, but even if they didn't, don't take it personal, you know. I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying just don't take stuff like that personal or like so serious to ask, because it just stems from trauma. So really the main thing you would have to do is just like shadow work, do your affirmations and stuff like that, because we wouldn't have certain questions, right, if we didn't probably have certain traumas or doubts or fears or worries or, you know, all of these things that keep us from inner peace, right? And you didn't come here to live for baby dad. You didn't come here to live for anybody but self. So revert back to being the main character in your own life, to the point to where you're not asking those type of questions, but instead you care more about, you know what, let me see me and my baby girl's future. Or I don't know if you have a daughter or whatever, because if there's some doubts with this person, they'll still be there until it gets worked out. Like, you'll have to, if they have you in your head, if they confuse you, if you don't know where y'all stand, if you don't feel like he cares about you or your child, like, these things are important to know, to acknowledge, and to, oh, you have a daughter. I have other kids. Okay. I just want to see if he'll be there for our baby. He's been a little bit unpredictable with it. Alright. Maya wants to know if her baby daddy will be there for her daughter. Will he be there? It's not as specific, like, will he be there? But I'm sure you mean, like, will he probably be a present father, right? Not an absent father. Oh, you're having a boy. Oh, okay. My apologies, love. Maya wants to know if her baby daddy would be a present father in her son's life. In their son's life. Okay, yeah, I see why you feel like he's unpredictable. King of Pentacles. I feel like he will provide. I feel like he will be a provider. The moon and the Nine of Wands is out here, though. So I have received the King of Pentacles, the moon. And this is just the lady who created the deck. But I feel that with the King of Pentacles, it talks about someone being preoccupied with financial matters. And you wanted to know if he would, like, tarot is very broad. So that's why some people tell you be specific. I probably should have told you that before I asked the question. But, you know, for instance, saying, will my baby dad be a present parent in the relationship with our son? Or whatever the case may be. That's very specific, you know. So, but I did see the King of Pentacles. And I feel like he will be present, especially when it comes to providing. Whether that's providing his leadership as the dad and being in the son's life. Or whether that's financially, right? And sometimes you never know in what way this could be. Like, maybe that could be in a way that, oh yeah, he'll be paying child support. Like, you know, we never really know which way it will be because it's so broad and we don't be asking specific enough questions. But for right now, the energy shows and tells me that this person will be a present father in either of those ways that I named for you. I feel like this is something that you just need to become at peace. Remember we was talking about peace? Calm came out again. Okay, trust that this person will have morals, you know, good morals. They will be a good person and they will take care of their kid, okay? Just trust and have faith. Just be positive. All right? Did you already have your son? Is he born yet? Yeah. Not yet. Due next week. I pray for you a safe delivery. A lovely relationship with you and your son. Well, all your kids. But I feel like your spiritual team surrounds you as well. You could be a high priestess. Like, you'd be very intuitive, carry esoteric knowledge or information. If that's not your energy, then that's just your spiritual team coming through. You have a powerful spiritual team if that's your spiritual team. So I feel like if he doesn't get it together, your spiritual team or his spiritual team is gonna, something is gonna, if he has morals, he will be there. He will be, but I've seen the King of Pentacles come out with other energy. The moon made me kind of like, what a moon out here. But with the King of Pentacles being there, it gave me a little bit more hope. But sometimes people, like, the energy can shift, you know, because we all have free will. Like, this person can decide one day, you know what, I'm gone, or whatever the case may be. So that's why I'm saying as of right now, the energy, and like another example would be for right now, this person is not wanting to be involved. And then next thing you know, 2 months later, they're gonna try to hit you up like, hey, do you need any diapers? I've been wanting to see my, like, you know, it's like based on our own realities. Like, we're humans and we're not robots. We have our own free will. Sometimes we decide on things. We're indecisive. We change our minds. We have different feelings about things, whatever the case may be. So for right now, the energy that I'm seeing is just he will be present. And I'm seeing mainly either with his physical self, like he'll be around, or it'll be within things that are tangible, like money, resources, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But yeah, Miss Maya, is there does that make sense to you? Are you satisfied with my response I have for you? Or is it confusing? Or will my future with my kids be good? Okay, so usually when I do a reading, I just do like solely the reading. I don't really do more of a reading and unlimited question base. But let me see. I did. Will he be there for your baby? I can pull more cards for you on this situation. Will Maya's baby daddy be a present father in their son's life if they're about to have? You're reading on this. Yeah, see, you maybe feel he unpredictable because he may have some type of frustration or constraint or restriction going on, especially because he's like in his head a lot. He could be working on something, or maybe he just stressed, like kind of in his head too much. He needs to get out of his head, and maybe he'll feel a little better. Yeah. Yeah, honey, I feel like he's just probably stressed about something, but I feel like he for sure will be, like, he won't be like a deadbeat. I feel like he will be there supporting. I feel like he just in his head, or he may come off kind of like odd towards you. Like, I don't know if sometimes you may feel like he comes off in a way that's like dang, why you acting like this towards me, or whatever the case may be. But maybe when he actually, I don't know if this is your first child together, if he never actually got the feeling of what it's like to actually be a father and see the mother of your child go through birth and then have the baby and then y'all raise it together. I don't know if he, you know. And as of with your kids, yeah. So maybe you'll start seeing change within him when the baby actually comes. Because you know how sometimes you aren't pregnant, and if you get pregnant, you just have the belly. They still don't really know what it's like. I mean, sometimes when they see that it's getting closer to the due date, they may start feeling some type of way. But, you know, just like when a mom sees her child for the first time, especially if she's a first-time mom like you've been before, it probably gave you like a different feeling that you never felt before, right? So I feel like you may have you're probably a person that be in your head as well. So I can tell just how frustrated you will probably be as well, because being pregnant, this is the time where he needs to be more supportive and everything like that. So I can see your frustration in it as well, how this can be your energy. But I feel like you guys just keep on individually working on yourselves. Therefore, you can come together and work even better together, because I feel like this can actually turn out to be good co-parenting if you guys are not in a relationship. But if you are in a relationship, this may even help bring you guys together in some type of aspect, like to where like you're literally mom and dad, and you're able to connect in that way, right? So I feel like this person, they have free will. They can choose to do whatever and whenever. But right now, as of now, the energy is still not changing with he'll be there. And so far as with your kids and their future, I feel like their future will be, sometimes it depends on us, the ones who bring them into the world, right? So just be, just do your own individual work that you have to do. And them as well. I know when we pay attention to our reality, we think of, oh, I need to make money so I can pay the bills and do these things. But I promise you, you'll be running on fume if you don't take care of your mental and emotional health first. Okay? Your spiritual health first. All right? Especially since you're having a child. I don't even know if you're going to be going through postpartum depression. Because sometimes if you don't even get treated that great while you're pregnant, sometimes you can end up getting into postpartum depression and even before you have your child. So I feel like this is a time where, like I said, because remember I told you the question that you had even asked was kind of like one of those questions that if you're still just a form of needing to just focus on self-love and everything like that. So I'm going through the pre-stages of it. Yeah, see, I hate to hear that. I don't know how that feels. Possibly. But I know it's not a good feeling. So just try not to worry yourself or stress yourself out. Both of you guys, really. But, because it seems like they're in their head. You're going through your stuff. And then you guys are bringing a baby into the world. And with, it's not like y'all are the happiest couples with each other, right? I'm sure people would love to be in that stage, especially the women. Like, everything is good. We're good. I really just been healing on my own. That's good. It's up and down. Okay. Well, so far as with your kids, just be the best version of yourself that you can be, so that they don't have to be the generational curse breakers, Now, you probably can't walk the way of life with them every step of the way, but just do what you can. Do what's in your control, because we can't control things outside of ourselves, right? So whatever is in your control, don't beat yourself up about anything. Be gentle with yourself. But at the end of the day, just like you said, keep doing your healing and everything should be fine. Sure, Maya. Mm. Okay, Maya. And you said you want more insight on your kids. Is there anything specific? Thank you again for your trust and your support, huh? This song is by Justin Bieber. It's called Ghost. Alright, what Jake Dylan he is? More insight. Let's see. Alright. Okay, Miss Maya. When it comes to your children, is there like a father figure that's very significant in your life that could be kind of toxic? Or that you may have like this bond to, but it could be, it's probably not the healthiest relationship? Because more insight towards your kids, my dad or theirs, any, any, whether it's your dad or their dad, because you said when it comes to your kids, so it can be grandpa or father, when it comes to them. It's all depend like what resonates with you, because I'm seeing this here and you know your life better than anyone, so I'll be able to call out what I see here, and then when you tell me what you tell me, I can confirm it with that, or vice versa. Like I say something, it confirms, like you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. So that's why it's coming out in the reverse, because the Emperor in reverse can tie to an absent father. It can tie to a lot of things. So out of all the things that it ties to, that's what resonates for your kids. So when it comes to your kids, I don't feel like they have you, but they don't have a father figure, or at least someone else who is someone to look up to, right? Especially in a healthy way. I feel like Magician. Okay. How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm seeing worry, awareness, insecurity. They may be at the age to where they're aware of certain things. And, you know, this time is very crucial for them because, you know, a lot of times in our childhood is how we become traumatized, right? So even the thought of someone's father abandoning them can change the whole trajectory of their life. So I feel like right now you can probably, okay, yeah, see, So with their father being absent and your dad never meeting them, they don't really have a father figure in their life. You know, it's nice to have, especially if they probably feel like that's normal. Like, it's different when your kids feel like that's something that's of the norm, even though they probably didn't have it. But sometimes when you're in society and you go to school, sometimes you can just have eyes and, you know, we have brains, you know, so we can figure things out. Like how you were a kid when you were 9, 6, and 5, you probably not remember it that greatly, but you do know that you had some type of recollection of those times and some type of intelligence or realizations of things. So I feel like you wanted more insight when it came to your kids, and it's giving us the real deal right here. It's no beating around the bush, no, like how I was telling you earlier, everything would be great. I'm still giving you information that's like, you know, reality. Like, of course, you know, as long as you do what you need to do when it comes to self, then it'll be cool. Your kids could be really great. But with them also, I had to let my mom keep them since I had to leave the dad. Okay, yeah, so just be very mindful of their childhood, you know, and you'll be good. Like, be mindful that they don't have a father figure. Be mindful that you let your mother keep them. And I'm not saying that's wrong to do. Like, if that's what you felt was best, then that's your life, your reality, and you know best for yourself, right? Or at least what you want to do in that moment. And you're a grown woman, right? So at the end of the day, you're going to do what you do. But be mindful that you're helping your children's lives be created because they're still kids. It's not like they're raising themselves. They have influences. They have model figures. Even if you don't sit down with them and teach them purposely, they still can be able to learn just by picking up on information with their eyes, with what they're seeing, whether it's on TV, whether it's with how human beings interact with each other in person, like in their own house, you, your mom, whoever. You have I just feel like you just be aware. Be aware that you are also the creator of their life. They are their own individual beings, right? But they are also being influenced every day. So be mindful that you are also the creator of their childhood, which is very important. So if they're lacking in certain departments, right, with their father figure, then maybe you can do something on your part to help them not get traumatized by this, right? Like maybe you can let them know, especially because around this time they're getting a little older, you know. But I mean, sometimes you still are operating from a space of, but that's the difference. It's because he's absent. So it's not like if he wasn't absent, but he just wasn't living with y'all. Like he was there, but he wasn't living with you. That's different because he still exists. In this case, he doesn't exist. And this can create some type of trauma. It can cause something that's low vibrational, right? That you may not want, right? Sometimes we could try to raise our kids the best that we can. Sometimes we raise them how our parents raised us. It's like accidental. So that's why I said when you do everything that you need to do within yourself, your kids should be good, even with them not having their father in their life, because I feel like God will take care of that. But I feel like the main thing you need to do is all that you can do and what you can control. So with those being your kids as well, You have a say-so in their life. You have rights over them. Those are your kids. You love them. You're their mom, right? They are your creation. And I feel like that's just the insight that's necessary. Like, just being aware. So I'm seeing, when I get more insight on this energy, I'm seeing loneliness and balance. Does your mom see your kids more than you? If you want something to be different within your kid's life, know that you have the power to change it. For the moment. Okay, so you're separate. So maybe, I feel like they're aware of that. I feel like they're aware that you're not around, especially if you've raised them their whole entire life and it's just been like, as of recently, that your mom has been tending to them. I don't know if they be on technology and they have an online community or anything, but and I seen your question with how they feel towards you, honey. When I'm doing like a question or a reading, no, they don't. Okay. Well, it says privacy, separate, and online community. So if online community is not resonating with you, then I know for sure it's time to separate. Which is just confirming that you guys are separated from each other. And with the protests and everything here, I just feel like they see this, they realize this. So maybe having a talk with them, you know, even if that's being on the phone, like even if you can't see them all the time in person, maybe the online community energy could just be, maybe you guys could talk on the phone and just, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know. I don't think you have, I don't think everything is how you want it right now. Like with your kids, with the situations with the father of your kids. But the main thing that can happen is just knowing that you're not alone. Your spiritual team, they are there. And just try to remain afloat. Try to remain balanced. Try not to be in your head so much. That's what I mean. Balance. Being too much in your head, avoiding being in your head. No, we want to be balanced. Like if a thought comes up, okay, we'll acknowledge it, but we're going to observe and not absorb. I want it without my mom's supervision, so I'm getting myself together. Oh, see, I seen that. It was kind of given. Like when I seen this protest energy, it ties to inadequacy, sue, attention. So it kind of made me feel personally like, is this something that you low-key don't want? So it's hard. It hard or says negative things. Could you retype that, honey bun? I think, no, I don't want things like this. I asked for help, but she took them. So she doesn't legally have rights to your children? Like you didn't sign anything to say that she's now the parent or guardian? You just said you needed help and she just took them? Okay, so I see why this stuff is like this. So now it makes more sense. Because I'm over here looking. So I guess that's what I'm going to have to start asking when I'm doing reads. Because all of this information that you're saying is literally in my face. You gave her temporary guardianship. See, okay, it's coming together. It makes sense. So maybe you're lacking within finances, right? Maybe your kids realize this. Or maybe that's just solely your energy and where your finances are. But this was mainly giving me energy of your kids. So I guess your energy is still going to come out since they are your kids, right? That's probably why they creation energy. Okay. So yeah, with the devil energy coming out here, I'm seeing temptation, abuse, and addiction. That's with the devil energy. The devil energy can sometimes tie to us knowing something is not as healthy, but still entertaining or indulging in it. Sometimes the devil can be our own shadows, right? Us needing to do shadow work. Sometimes this devil energy can be other people. Stating them as someone who's low vibrational, okay? Or someone who has certain addictions themselves. She says negative things or hovers when I try to talk to them. Okay, so if she wasn't the healthiest parent, I don't think that she would be the healthiest parent for your children. So I can see why you may feel how you feel when it comes to all I'm gonna say right now is that you're a strong individual because you're still moving forward, even though you're not where you want to be right now in life when it comes to your kids, your financial situation, fathers of your children, whatever the case may be. It seems people would say you had the bad end of the stick in life, but you can't forget you're not alone. You also have other people who can relate to you. And I don't know if that will make you feel better or not, but just know that change will happen. This that's going on won't remain the same for long. And know that you also have the power to change it. You have all the tools and resources that you need to get your kids back into your energy, into your space. You have all the tools and resources that you need to, I'm telling you. And if you're not where you want to be right now with the kids that you already have, but you're also bringing in a new baby, make sure you take that into account as well. That maybe it's important to start protecting yourself as well, because when you're dealing with men who don't know how to treat you as a woman anyway, to the point to where they're stressing you out while you're pregnant and you're already going through enough stuff, you may want to just acknowledge, you know what? I'm not about to have kids with individuals who are just gonna have me as a single parent or whatever the case may be, right? Because that's not what real men do. Sometimes you're dealing with grown men in little boys' bodies, or little boys in grown men bodies. This is your life. You are the main character of your story, honey. Not the father of your kids, not your mom. You. Your children are your creations. And your children's lives are being influenced, especially by any and everybody who you have around them, especially about people who aren't in their life either. That's why I'm saying, just because he's not a part of their life, okay, we're going to acknowledge that. We're going to also be aware of it. We're not going to make it seem like it's not happening or whatever the case may be, especially with your kids, right? You want to make sure you're transparent and everything like that, especially if they're smart enough to know I have a dad. Like, my mom didn't just pop me out by herself, So if they are aware of that, then for sure, you can have a discussion, or you can probably wait to have a discussion. With them on that. You know, everybody raised their kids differently, but my thing is how your mom is in the middle of everything. And you said yourself that she wasn't the best mother to you. So sometimes, honey bun, especially if she still is in that same energy, having negative things to say and all like that, yeah. See, and I can't even see what this card says, but this one says denial. Whether she's denying something or in denial. Yeah, she's a great grandparent though. Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. Just like how you can have a baby dad and they're not the best to you, but they could be a good father, right? But how could you be a good father for real without being the good boyfriend, the good husband, the good this, the good that, right? How could you be a good grandmother without being a good mother first? You know, it's like, so it's like, are you deep down these things? Or, I'm not saying she's not, like, she for sure can be, you know? But this is just to validate your feelings as well as just everybody take accountability, because any more insight regarding Maya's children? All right, we got, yeah. I'm seeing a gift. I'm seeing imagination. I'm also seeing illness. Like, I don't know if they're sick. If they feel a little... Confirm illness. Ooh. Okay. Memory. Stop. Ceremony. Mystery. Maybe this hasn't happened yet. Or maybe something is still a mystery. Holy. See, I feel, it's like I see certain things come up in a reading, but I don't know. Because I'm feeling some type of energy, but I don't know if that's your mom energy or if that's just... Okay. So yeah, you may be able to trust her, of course, when it comes to your kids. She may be somebody that could be honest. She may be the right person out of anybody, right, to be able to watch your kids. Okay. Okay. So anyways, now I just have to see if it was your mom energy or not. And as of now, I'm not really seeing anything horrible. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. But especially because I have to return this phone call, but I want to make sure I say everything that I need to say to you. But if you wanted to get more insight on anything else, because as I said, if I'm doing a reading, honey bun, I like to only just do a reading and not any more questions. Or if I'm doing a question, I like to just do one question. But if you want to get on the list to get another question or more in depth into a reading, then we can do that. But for right now, I'm going to finish wrapping it up and make sure I answer everything else that you were wanting to know. So, as you stated earlier, you wanted to get more insight when it came to your kids. And I pretty much said what I had needed to say to you when it came to that. They need authority in their life. Now, your mom is one thing, of course, that's grandma, and you're another, but I feel like they do need that. I feel like it would be good to have both of you guys, especially because we're living in a world where parents come in twos, right? And you can still create a life for your kids that doesn't make them feel inadequate or traumatized for not having their dad around. You know, you for sure can. But then you got to remember that they're being influenced by everything else as well. So that's why I'm saying you can help your kids by building their character at a young age. They're already at a perfect age to where you can start doing these things for sure. Because then when they get around other people or society, they'll know when they're being manipulated, lied to, mistreated, etc. And they also won't take things to heart when it comes to people bullying them, because sometimes people get bullied in life. You know, sometimes that will happen, especially if you do public school or something like that. You don't do homeschool or whatever. You know, sometimes that will happen, especially if you do public school or something like that. You don't do homeschool or whatever. And by all means, you don't have to purposely put your kids in homeschool to, oh, because I want to prevent this and I want to prevent that. Whatever they're meant to experience, they will. And sometimes experience is really all we need to get where we need to be now. Trauma is another thing. I feel like we don't need trauma to get to where we need to be. But sometimes if we go down that path, we're still capable of finding our ways into the life that we're meant to live, right? But I feel like with you being their mom and them still being kids, that you also create moments in their life. So that's pretty much the insight that I'm getting. I can confirm more of this loneliness energy because I don't know if that's your kids feeling like that because you guys are separate. Like maybe they could miss you and they could feel kind of, you know, it could be kind of different, you know. That's why I was telling you, especially if y'all were like around each other for a while and then this separation just happened. Like, you know, it's like being around your mom, whoever, for 7 years of your life, and you're 9, and the next thing you know, last year, you child, I didn't my brain, honey. You know, not even last year, you came into a whole different homing situation, and it's not with your mom, you know. So that's like a huge change. And them getting older and seeing that their father isn't around, you know, all of these things could actually shift a person's childhood in a negative way. But I feel like it doesn't have to. I feel like there's things that surrounds them that can push them in a reality where they can fall victim into that type of energy. You know, because sometimes, like, I dated someone who didn't have a father figure in their life, and they were surrounded by nothing but women. Only guy they probably had in their life was their brother. And they didn't really have the best influences. If they did have men around, they weren't the best father figures, you know? So that shifted them. I feel like if their dad was around, especially if he had like emotional intelligence, or he at least made his son feel loved, because this was a guy, then I feel like everything would have been like a lot more different, you know, because sometimes mothers, especially depending on who you are as a person and what you went through in your life and the stuff that you're still needing to heal from, like, you know, like 2 people, you can go a long way. That's probably why sometimes people say you need a village, especially if you're already having your own mental and emotional health that you need to work on and your life is not the way that you want it to be. You know, but that's why you got to balance out spirituality and practicality and observe and not absorb. Like, I understand these are your children, this is your life, but don't attach yourself too much to it because it's not like we're going to be here for 20,000 more years, right? So the best thing that you can do for yourself or for your kids is really what you're in control of, you know, for sure. Even with the absent father, even with your current situation, it can still be a success here because you're the creator of your life. It's just about what you choose, what you do and what you don't do, right? So if you build that relationship with your kids, Because I promise you right now, you had asked how your kids feel about you, girl. And I promise you it ain't nothing bad. Because kids, I feel like kids are the closest thing to God there is. Because they're still filled with purity and innocence. So, of course, it's nothing but love. Regardless, even if you whoop them, they still gonna love you. They probably gonna feel. I'm not saying it's a good thing to whoop kids or anything. I don't really think it is. But yeah, honey. So I'm pretty sure you got the message right. You know, sometimes when we're doing doing generals and we don't really know what we're going into specifically. Well, you did ask specific things, so we kind of knew. But you never really know which way a reading is gonna go. But as I was telling the collective earlier, I'm more of like a light worker, earth angel, healer. So when I talk about things, it's straight reality, it's straight beneficial, you know. So I do hope you enjoy the message that I did give you. Let me know if you feel dissatisfied or anything like that. But that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. Let me confirm loneliness, because I told you I was going to confirm it. Oh, I think I started mentioning. Oh, okay, that's probably why I didn't start on it, because I already started getting some downloads in and mentioning that could just be because y'all are separated. But confirm loneliness. Why is loneliness out here? Ooh, all of these cards came out. Yeah, so just sit and talk with your kids. Like, I don't know why you asked how do they feel about you, but if you feel like they feel some type of way, you can easily release any doubt that they have in their mind, any confusion, any guilt, even if, because sometimes kids, they feel like, sometimes they could feel like something is their fault, or sometimes they could no longer become happy because of this and that, right? So I feel like no matter how life is going for children, because they still have their imagination, they still have this love in their hearts. Excuse me. Now, although what they go through in life can shape them or hinder them, but depending on who's there, truly parenting, right? Loving them, being there with them every step of the way, helping them love themselves is the main important thing. And I feel like that would be good. Because this loneliness energy, it was coming out with so many cards. Confirm why loneliness is out here. Who's lonely? What is this? Why is this energy out here? So yeah, I just feel like maybe their worlds started changing. The trajectory of their path literally shifted. Confirm this devil energy, because confirm loneliness. You know, because they have apartment shelters and everything like that as well. If you really do want to, I don't know what state you're in, but they have these things for you, especially if you don't want your mom to be in charge of your children. You could find ways to get your own spot, even if you're not financially stable. Confirm loneliness. It may not be how you want it right now, but if the main thing you want is you being back in your kids' energy and having a say so over their life and everything like that, then you can create that for yourself. Just start from somewhere, you know? Yeah. So it's not telling me specifically why loneliness is here. Well, all the other energies were coming out as well. But I feel like if you know that is your energy, then I told you, know that you're never alone. Your spiritual team is literally with you. Or if it's just saying if you feel alone, if you feel like you don't have the support, if you feel this, if you feel that, then maybe practice gratitude. Count your blessings so that you can realize that life is actually better than what it could have been. You know, especially looking at other people's lives who are homeless and, you know, all these other things. I don't know your living situation, but people who can't feed themselves. You know, I had to first become houseless to actually understand certain things. Like, it for sure made me more humble and appreciative of water or a roof over my head and everything like that. And my thing is, I had chose to be houseless because of the environment I was in. I feel like it was toxic. So I don't know if their environment is toxic, if the people that gets around them are toxic, if this absent father figure. You're in a pregnancy shelter. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Where's the devil energy? So I feel like with the things that are happening in your life and your kid's life, it may not look the best, it may not feel the best, but something is a blessing in disguise. And I feel like you guys are going to be freed and blessed. It's like, it's almost as if you're lucky. There may be worry within finances. There may be insecurities within finance. Don't worry, it will not be like this forever. Right, it's better, right. That's exactly what the energy is saying. It's better than the situation you were in with the dad. So yeah, I feel like right now, just focus on you and your kids' mental and emotional health. We didn't learn certain things when we were younger. So we learned how to be religious, or, you know, to put family first before us, and to respect our elders, even if we're being disrespected. We was taught all those things, right? Now it's time to teach self-love, intuition, gifts, putting them in like some type of extracurricular activities, helping them get in, you know, because when you a kid, it's the best thing. It's the best thing ever, because then you start growing up, and then sometimes when you get traumatized in life, sometimes you like, man, I just wish I could be a kid again, or whatever. So as much as you can, Mother Maya, help them. And in order to help them, you have to help yourself first. So like I said, just tend to your emotional and mental health as well. Your mom, she's taking care of it as of right now. But don't worry, she won't be calling the shots for long. This is better than having them with your ex, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, there's no possibly no security. So I feel like you're gonna have to be that vessel for them. And I feel like maybe somebody is gonna come into your life one of these days, for sure. Love you and your children. But right now, you have to give that love to yourself and to your children. Yeah, so everything is in your hands, love. And I'm not talking as if the weight of the world is on your shoulders, but it's just like, if you want your situation to change, their situation to change, it can happen. With the blink of an eye, with a simple idea, with an opportunity, with some type of action, anything. You have all the tools and resources that you need to create the life you want to live for you and your children. Okay? So I guess it's not purposely putting me in their energy to where I'm seeing their personal energies and everything like that, but mainly so you guys as a whole, and what can actually, you know, what can actually help. But I don't want to sound like a broken record, like I'm repeating myself, and I don't want to hold you for long. So sometimes, girl, we'll be on here for an hour doing a personal reading. So one person I'll be on here doing a whole hour-long reading for one person. So I just want to make sure that, you know, you receive what you want. I want you to be satisfied with your message, and I want to be satisfied with the message too. Sometimes that's why I still be going, if I feel like I haven't said everything I wanted to say. Capricorn, Gemini, Aries energy could be very significant. More earth energy towards Capricorn, Virgo, some air energy, some water energy is coming out here. It's barely water energy out here. I feel like you need to get out of your head. Okay, everything's gonna be fine. Everything always works itself out, even when it seems like nothing is working out, even when it seems like how the hell can it work out, right? I feel like you need to take a break from being in your head a lot. You need to have some mental rest, especially with the Four of Swords here. There could be illusion, there can be confusion that surrounds you with the Seven of Cups. Maybe you can have a lot of choices to make. Maybe you could be daydreaming. All right, but be mindful of all of these choices that you may feel that you have. I don't know what these choices are in terms of. Maybe it could be relationships. Maybe it could be, it could really be anything. I don't feel like it has to just tie to cup energy, which is relationships, emotions, and creativity. But maybe you're even confused when it comes to your love life or the way things are. Even it doesn't even have to just be with people you're romantically involved with. But I don't know your relationship with your father either, but that can also be significant. Because sometimes, depending on the people who we attract, it could tell us a lot about the relationships that we had with our fathers or our mothers, the love that we did or did not receive. Okay? So just keep that in mind as well. Oh, okay, so that's confusion when it comes to maybe not knowing who to choose, maybe not knowing if somebody, if the relationship is right for you, or it could really be anything. I just got in touch with my dad. So regardless if you talk to your dad or not, I feel like you just need to heal those father wounds that you may have as well. And any mother wounds that you may have, you need to heal those too. If not, I don't feel like you're going to be the best mother that I know you can be to your children. You know, because you're just going to operate as the Maya who still has wounds with mom and dad, right? Instead of the Maya who has acknowledged those wounds and, you know, gave herself enlightenment on them, healed them, or whatever type, any and everything that can get you by, right? If it's not healing, any form that can actually help you lay this to rest. Because something needs to be laid to rest. Maybe a relationship, maybe you are on a break with somebody or something, or maybe it's just talking about them thoughts, how you need to give your mind a break, especially when it comes to the men in your life who are not even good examples of men. Because maybe you were aware of something that was not the best. Like maybe you knew whoever these people were that you were with probably wasn't the best for you, but maybe you still continued to pursue them. Because, you know, we have free will. Why not? Maybe some of these people were people you had kids with. Maybe some of these people are blood-related family members. Okay, maybe something about a lump sum of money could be significant. Loneliness, poverty. So it could be also going with the poverty energy. Like, I feel like you have these worries and insecurities when it comes to your finances and other things like that. Maybe you have a lack mindset when it comes to your finances or relationships. It can be anything. But I feel like this is going to change. I feel like you're going to go from being in this, poverty energy, right, to being comfortable. Yeah, you let it go. Okay, that's good. Maybe this can be from an inheritance, or maybe you're going to be able to leave your kids, like, a lot of money behind. Okay? Or maybe this is just talking about tradition, right? Maybe it's a tradition that the women in your reality don't have the best relationships when it comes to fathers, right? Whether we sleep with men who aren't the best fathers, or whether we have dads that's not the best fathers, right? Or maybe when it comes to your kids, maybe they're just experiencing the absent father thing, and you're experiencing the absent dad thing. And I don't mean to keep saying it, but I just want to make sure I get everything out that I want to say. But if anything sounds cringe or too much for you, be mindful that this is some things coming up for you to acknowledge and to, tend to. That's why we do shadow work and everything like that. So I do feel like you most definitely will do really great with doing some shadow work. Okay. I'm seeing willpower. So either you're encouraged to have this type of energy, like a will or a willpower, or you literally have this energy. And like I said before, you're a very strong person because you've gotten through like all of these things from childhood to now. You're still being resilient. You have a child on the way. So that's why I feel like it's also talking about your own energy and strength. So you could be driven for sure. And neither of my parents were the best. Wow. Okay. I grew up in foster care, and neither of my parents were the best. My adopted mom was a single mother. Wow. So basically what I'm saying, okay. So yeah, family could be very significant for you. Therefore, it may be very significant for your children. But this Ten of Pentacles is talking about real estate. So it's actually talking about some type of tangible value things. All right. But I feel like it's mainly talking about some type of wealth or investment, some type of mega project. I don't know if you are coming into this, if you will leave this behind, if it will be left for you. But for some reason, real estate or wealth, it could be a lump sum of money. It can, because on this card it talks about wealth. Ooh. And it talks about investment, right? The Ten of Pentacles solely talks about lump sum of money, etc. So we're constantly seeing wealth. So like I said, this could just be saying that you will reach this in your lifetime. Like you will be at a point in time to where you may create generational wealth, or may leave an inheritance, or come into an inheritance. It could really be anything. Maybe you were supposed to get a house. Maybe you will get a house. Yeah. Don't feel I wanted to give my kids different and feeling the same dynamic. Right. See, I can tell that you wanted things to be different. Don't feel misfortune. Don't feel like there's been a curse or anything. Forgive your family, right? That's probably why you came in when you did, because I was doing a collective that will be great for you to hear. The collective that I literally was doing when you had got here. So remember I was saying earlier how you and your kids, you may not be experiencing the life that you wished for, foreseen, or hoped for. But I'm seeing fortune. I'm seeing fulfillment. I'm seeing well-being. I'm seeing enlightenment. I'm seeing a reward. Something is going to be happening for you and your children. And I feel like it's going to be something good, even in the face of all of these things, right? But sometimes in order to believe that this can happen or see this as true, well, I said it kind of wrong, but in order to know that this will come in, you'll have to believe that it actually can happen. Like if you just feel like you're so misfortunate and nothing goes right for you, and God doesn't favor you, or there's is there a God? Because if so, I can't tell goes right for you, and God doesn't favor you, or there's is there a God? Because if so, I can't tell. Just like, once again, like I was saying, just try to be more positive within your life. I've been working hard at generational wealth. I keep going because no 2 days are like. You said I keep going because no 2 days are alike. I don't want to misinterpret. I think you meant to say it like that. You may not have. I'm not sure, honey bun, but I see you're going to have security, whether it's within finances, whether it's within your relationship, like family, or whether it's the family that you create. Regardless, even based on what's been happening, I'm telling you, things are going to look up for you. But you'll have to actually take a practical approach to it. You actually have to take the steps necessary. Like, you can't just wait for it to fall into your lap. Like, of course, manifestations are good. Manifest, right? But sometimes you have to believe that what you're even wanting to manifest can come in. And sometimes what's already destined for you, you don't have to manifest. It's literally going to happen for you because it's destiny. So I feel like the magician for you is just letting you know, like, you're the alchemist, like you're a manifester, like you're a powerful manifester. And if you have been manifesting, your manifestations are coming through. Like, for instance, that's like manifesting your soulmate, and all of a sudden the person who you're currently with, it's problems going on. That's because you manifested your person. So therefore, you have to break up with this individual because they're not your person. Or if they are, you guys have to separate and then come back around to each other, right? Because right now, it's not the time. So it's like, I'm back in school and I'm earning a certificate. See, that's good. So everything, like, you taking the practical approach. Life is hitting you from left to right, and you still maneuvering, and you still planting those seeds in your life, and they all will come into fruition, and they will bloom, and they will blossom, and you'll look back at this time like a distant memory. Like, man, I remember Like, that's you telling me all this stuff is literally giving testimony. Like, you grew up in a foster home. Like, I'm telling you. But I'm telling you, just wait. I don't know when this is going to happen. Because sometimes things play out in our lives differently. And sometimes, like I told you, we have free will. So sometimes we can choose to slack in our life, not put in effort, lose ourselves and delay things in our life, or keep moving forward, trust in God, and be positive and trust in ourselves, and release any and everything that does not serve our highest good, whether that's personal addictions, whether that's people who are toxic to our environment. Whatever it is, honey. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying for you, Miss Maya. You got this. I'm proud of you, honey. You're making huge accomplishments, and luck is on your side. All right? There's a blessing that's coming in, or something is a blessing and you don't really know it yet, or the things that you're experiencing, it's just a part of your story. It's just a part of, that's just real, that's just reality. Like, I could tell you my story, and that's just human shit, like what people experience on the 3D plane. So you got to make sure you balance that out with spirituality, because you got to remember, none of these 3D plane problems are bigger than what's going on spiritually. I don't know how old you are, honey bun, but I do know you are very capable. And I don't know if sometimes you got to be reminded of who the fuck you is. But you all let in a bag of chips, and you got to stop dating people who not on your level. And you got to heal the wounds that you already have, and you got to tend to your kids in the way that you never was tended to. And it's not to blame anybody. It's just they didn't know, right? Maybe your mother's mom didn't know. Your mother's dad didn't know. And you haven't even met them. So maybe your adopted mom, her mom didn't know, her dad. It's a generational thing. It's repeated. Everybody, so I feel like you have the potential and the capability to be that chosen one, to be that generational curse breaker. You could be a chosen one, for sure. Most chosen ones' lives aren't that easy, but when they when they start questioning authority and their leaders and like all this stuff, like I feel like greatness is a part of your name and your legacy, you know? So I know that, but do you know that? You know, so just get back into your self-love journey. Like, you got good things are getting better for you. Everything will work out. You just got to be positive. But just to keep it real and everything, that's what I was seeing within your stuff, you know. Everybody's life isn't all fancy, rainbows, sunshine, and lollipops, but it don't stay like that forever. Sometimes the sun do come out and shine again. All right, change is happening. I told you change is happening. All right, just create balance. Don't be in your head too much, and if you are gonna be in your head, don't be thinking negative. Go daydream or something. Don't be thinking negative. All right, that's what I mean. Like, you know, so you're the creator of your reality. If you're not happy, you're deciding to not be. All right, if you have some healing you need to do, some enlightenment you need to give yourself, you need to do this. Okay, because I don't want you to start becoming disappointed in yourself and saying, like, you know, because some people, they start saying, oh, I'm not the best mom, and oh, that, like, we ain't gonna victimize ourselves. We see what life we got dealt with, and we gonna continue to live it, and we gonna shift it into how we want it to be. Because we had the other people who was influencing our lives. Now we taking back our shit, and now we like, you know what? I'm the main character of my life. This is not gonna change me for the worse. This is gonna help me reach into who I was meant to become all along. I needed to learn these lessons so that I won't be naive anymore, so that I can teach my kids shit that they don't have to bump their head on. So I feel like all of this is really deep. It always is, but some, you know, the answers be right there in front of us. Sometimes we can't tell, you know. So don't worry, I'm here and cheer up, Buttercup. You know, just, you got this, you know. I can go all day with your message, but I feel like you got it. I feel like you got it, honey. And if you ever need to come back to this reading, I'm gonna make sure I do upload it. It's gonna probably be like 2-3 hours on it or something. But you know, you can just skip to your part, or if you find the collective to resonate with you. But yeah, I'll be posting this hopefully before the week is up. I haven't been posting my videos that I've been saving. All right, well, Maya, I do return your energy back to you, and I release my energy back to me. Thanks so much for your trust and your support. And if you would like to give me a follow, I'll always appreciate it. If not, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime, honey. If you could leave a review on my website, the link is in my bio. You followed, thank you for the follow. If you have time, I don't know what time it is where you at, because if you have time, you don't have to do it right now, but whenever you do get the chance, if you don't mind leaving me a review on my website, the link is in the bio. It says website. You click it. If you scroll, you'll see something that says comment. I ask sometimes the collective or individuals who I give personals to if they can read, like leave their review there. You know, be as honest as you want. But yeah, honey bun, if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know. Other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you, love. Thank you again for your trust and your support. Oh, look at the back, girl. You see that? Purpose. I'm telling you, girl. Look. Yep. See, yeah, sometimes we be going through things to cause us some death and rebirths. Yeah. See, I feel you gonna look back and laugh at a few things. See, you had a purpose. And I don't feel like it's nothing like what everybody be. Man, I feel like it's personal, it's individual, but that's all I got. That's all I got. If anybody else would like to get on the list before I get out of here, please let me know, because I'm about to go ahead and end the live. But thank you guys for joining in. If you didn't get to see this full message from the collective or even the personal, then it will be uploaded to my YouTube. This was it was awesome. Thank you so much for your feedback, honey. I appreciate it. Hee hee. No, I appreciate it for sure. Thank you, love. All right, you guys. Going once, going twice. If you're wanting to get on the list, please let me know in the comments. If you're wanting to know how to get on the list, you just go to the link in my bio, scroll all the way down to payment options, and you will see several payment options to choose from. I prefer Chime, but if you don't have Chime, it's totally fine. Any of the other ones will do. Alright, but if nobody is wanting to get on the list, and if I end the live and you already decided to get on the list but I ended the live, just let me know and we can do a private personal message, or I can just get back on live, or I can text you the reading. But alright, you guys, I will see you in the next one. And don't forget, if you don't give me a follow, you may never see my face again. This video is going to be uploaded on YouTube, and I am out.